Hello, I'm back. I think I've solved it. Unfortunately, the way I'm doing it, by doing it the way I'm doing, I can't get the sound from their videos onto here, which is a little frustrating, but that's the way it goes. So I am, yeah, I'm just having a look through. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's have a look at what's been going on today, and we'll see what the news is saying, and we'll go through some of that. So let's um, yeah, because I've seen all sorts of stuff, and it's we've got even the British newspapers are reporting on it. So we'll have a quick look at that. Let me pull this in with the magic of the interweb net. So see if this will work. We are going with this one here. Okay. There we go. So we've got some news. Let me block all the stuff that they want to put on there. So this is a UK newspaper. It tends to be I am using an ad blocker. I just want you to go away. Oh, flipping ads. Drives me mad. These newspapers are like the gonna scream loudly. Makes these newspapers absolutely no, can't even get on there. Fucking useless. I'm having one of them days today. It started out all right, but it's got progressively more irritating as the day's gone on. I don't want to disable the ad blocker because I don't want your spam. Anyway, let's go back and we'll try and find somebody that's not doing it. Yahoo News, which is a very reliable sense of news. Let's reject all of that. Okay. I'm hoping that you can see this. Let me just check back on the old. No, it's kicked it out. Right. Okay. Let's put it back up. Share screen. Hello, Mark. How you doing? The Craft Beer Hub and Jimmy C. What's this all about? Well, it's about. Well, I was trying to get to it now, but my lovely computer is doing an absolute number on me. So I'm not having a lot of fun with it at the moment. Okay, so this is Yahoo News. Obviously, it's an American one. Take our border back convoy departs for Eagle Pass, Texas. So this was written yesterday. Participants in the Take Our Border Back convoy departed from Norfolk, Virginia on Monday, January 29th, ahead of a planned rally in Texas at the weekend. In the video, Brendan, I'm not going to say his surname, an organizer, describes the convoy as a peaceful demonstration. He says they don't want our National Guards guys taking the brunt of everything that's going on, referring to the migrant arrivals at the US border at Eagle Pass, Texas. The organizer said there would be 40,000 truckers coming from all over. Now, this is interesting because there's been a big thing bandied around that there was going to be 700,000 trucks, which I just don't think was ever going to happen. And I don't know where that number ever came from. Crummy, we are going to have some more hairy leg chat today. It's very important. Um, uh, from all over the country and Canada to join the convoy. This figure has not been independently verified by Storyful. Well, yeah, I don't know how you could really verify that. The convoy describes itself as a grassroots movement of concerned citizens who seek to bring attention to the issues of lax border control and promote stricter immigration policies. Credit to Brendan who said that. And then I like the video transcript. Car hooting, bus hooting. Come on, time to roll to Texas. Car hooting. That's just so we're not. I'm not going to read through the whole of the thing, but that's one little bit. The skiers tried to clear a moose from their mother in Colorado. That's not. That's not really got anything to do with this, but I thought it was nice. Let's just roll back. Let's have a look, see if anybody else. Let's read Wide's version, but that's 4 days ago. We need a new one. Here we go. So this News Nation is telling us about what's been going on, and it won't let us on because we're in Europe. Does make me sad. We get left out in Europe all the time. We just want to be like America. Let's see if you can just filter it by news. Here we go. So this is 22 hours ago. An anti. Oh, come on, for the love, sane. An anti-migration convoy reportedly organised by right-wing extremists is currently on the move in the United States, set to last until February the 3rd. The convoy will split up for rallies in 3 border hotspots located in Texas, Arizona, and California. Amid the ongoing protests, some social media users are sharing unrelated videos. We'll tell you more if that's true or false. So all that's about is, you see this video here. These were being shared by whoever, but they were from the previous protests, and some of them were. I think the bulk of them were from the People's Protest, which was, I think, a couple of years back. So yeah. So yeah, these are all old. Yeah, it's all old stuff. So yeah, that's a bit of news of what's going on. Bosh. Let's get rid of that. Stop that screen. Okay, so where is the convoy? Well, see, it's an interesting conversation, this, if I'm honest with you, because there are a lot of people, but the bulk of it seems to be cars and trucks at the moment. But that's not to say I'm going to move this, actually, because it's in the wrong place. It's in the way of the chat. Yeah, there's not loads and loads at the moment. But I don't know if that's intentional. I don't know if that's because people have got work. You know, people have got to put food on the table and stuff like that. So it might take a bit of time. So yeah, I don't know. There were definitely more trucks this time round, without a doubt. Definitely more trucks. 700,000 is impossible. Yeah, but I don't know where this has come from, because the organisers haven't said 700 on the, like, not from what I can see. They said, what was it? We just read it. It was like 40,000, which is still, I mean, if it were 20,000, it would be loads. So I don't know where they get the number 700,000 from, or who's been quoted as doing that. The thing is, if you had 700,000 trucks go down there, yeah, exactly, Mr. Red Wolf, you're 100% correct. It would shut down logistics. Everything would come to a grinding halt, which I don't think is their aim. I certainly don't think that that's what they want to do. So, yeah, I don't think that's the case. But they seem to be the people that I've seen. They seem to be nice people. They seem to be really genuinely wanting to make a difference. Um, and I yeah, I have no issue with that at all. Um, so far, I haven't seen any behaviour that I would have said, "Oh, that's really bad." I know I went into another chat a while ago. It was quite a good discussion actually, and they were saying that um, they didn't like it and they weren't happy with it, and that people are just trying to profit off it. Um, but I mean, I before see the problem is these guys are claiming that they know these streamers. I don't know these streamers. I have no idea. I've never met them before, so I can't vouch for them. I am showing them because they're on the road, and that's all we really need to know. But I don't know anything more than that. Where these other guys that are saying that these guys are grifters, they're just trying to make money, all that kind of stuff. That they're somehow they're just in it for profiteering. They don't care. But the organisers were talking. I could hear them on Zello, and they were basically pointing people to the streams because for them these streamers are really useful to get the word out there. I'm following the whole story. I'm trying to do it like I did with the Canadian truckers, which is I'm trying to stay impartial initially until I make my decision. With the Freedom Truckers, my personal view is that they didn't do anything wrong. There were a few bad decisions made, but overall, I thought they were peaceful. I thought Trudeau was wrong. That's my personal view. You might have a completely different view, but that's what I think. So, and you're entitled to that. I'm entitled to my view. And if you don't agree, I would encourage you to get set up. You don't need all the bits and bobs I've got. Just you could do it on your phone, do a live stream, and you talk about it. I think that's what needs to happen. Right, let's see if we can get some more streams in. There's 55 of you watching. Hello and welcome. Or what? 54. I don't know what I said. One person just went. We're going to take a little look at their website as well, see if there's been any updates on there. I know that they have been pushing it. takeourborderback.com. And they have been pushing for people who are asking information. It's all on there. But yeah, I don't know about the 700,000 thing. I agree with you on that one. Well, I'm sure Joe Biden's crew is trying to censor as much as of this as possible. Not only that, I feel like it's a setup like Canada. Yeah, I know what you mean. A lot of people. So that was another thing I heard in the sort of chatosphere today was a lot of people were saying that they thought that this was basically a ruse to there's an advert popped up. If you want really good broadband, which I could do with right now. Yeah, that it was basically the FBI that are sort of goading people into going down so that they can make a point out of them. But I mean, they haven't done anything illegal yet. They've just driven down together to go and protest, which, as I understand, America is the land of the free. You should be allowed to protest. Am I wrong? Am I worried about them? Yes, I am. I don't want people to get into trouble. It just seems unnecessary. If there's any Americans in the chat, tell me what you think. Do you think it's a setup? Do you think it's a good thing that these people are doing it? Do you agree with the governor? is he doing the right thing by ignoring Joe Biden, or is Joe Biden doing the right thing? The only thing I don't understand is why, if Biden is so upset about this now, why didn't he do something ages ago? Because this has been a problem for a while. Crimea did this amazing thing. My man, crummy legs, crummy hairy leg chap beard man. I did this whole thing that if you made a super chat, it brought a thing up, and it did this whole thing, and it was his quote, and it said about hairy legs, but somewhere it's broken. Right, let's get some more bits and bobs in the stream. Hopefully, this doesn't nuke the. In fact, let's go and look at the website first, and we'll have a little look on there and see if anything's changed. They're also calling themselves God's Army. I can see this causing separation more here in the USA, as they will use this to blame American Christian base. Well, I agree with that. I'm a Christian. I go to church. Whilst definitely not perfect, hence why I'm wearing my irritant t-shirt today. I feel like, and I'm not saying that this is fact, this is just what I feel like, that we're now the people that are on the sort of in the crosshairs of politics. That we're the ones the big threat now, or they want to vilify us, and I don't agree with that. So hence why that's another reason why I'm doing this, because I'm sure there are good Christian people that are doing this out the right heart. And I think I heard somebody talking today how that when they get down there, they want to help the people that have come over. They weren't talking about that they want to do horrible stuff and demonizing them. I don't think. I mean, this is something that we had a chat about before, that people talk about another group of people and they dehumanize them, and it's like that is the best way to make them the enemy. So, but you see that on all sides. So that's not like any one. That's just a human thing. 33 FPV says Biden's admin created this crisis to use as blackmail in Congress to pass laws they want. Ah, right. Okay. So on this, does that mean, is it the same blooming thing as COVID where they used an emergency to basically reduce freedoms by doing this, and you can't say that, and you, because that's what they did in the UK. That, this is another thing we talked about. So we had a lockdown here, and we were forced to stay inside unless you were a key worker and all this kind of stuff, and certain people had to have the jab, and there was all sorts of stuff going on. But what happened was they passed a bunch of laws that reduced our freedom, and they tried to keep them in after it had all finished. And I don't know, there might still be some in there, but they didn't even flipping do the lockdown themselves. They were partying at 10 Downing Street. They just weren't even doing it. And both sides, it's not just the Conservatives, the Labour lot were doing it. One went off to a wedding. One went to a wedding with hundreds of people there. It was all done in secret. And then Boris and his mates were having a party. It's just outrageous. So is he doing the same thing? Is it another one where they're passing it? We've got a super chat. It's $2 from Curtis and them. Curtis and them. Show us your documentation, please, sir. Which documentation would you like that, man? Evelyn Winchester, Californian of Mexican descent here. I support the convoy and the government. But wow, okay. So Evelyn, please tell me, um, you know, for those that maybe don't agree with it, what I mean, it's great that you agree with it. Can you tell us why? Like, why do you feel um so strongly about it? Jeffrey says Texas, as a state, had the right to protect its borders if the government doesn't. Well, yeah, I mean, that is a lifelong um, thing, isn't it? A country's right to defend itself. What's unique about Australia? Look, this is what a big kid I am. I've got strawberry milk tonight because I didn't want any more fizzy drinks. So last night I had Pepsi and I was still doing this at midnight. I went to bed and could I get to sleep? No way. I was absolutely wired. Um, but yeah, people don't realize how big Texas is. It's massive. And like as big as France and Spain together. Somebody was telling me in chat yesterday. So, and that's a lot of space. I know the border's around 1,200 miles long. That's massive. So, yeah, I mean that's a lot to try and secure. I know that there's a theory. I don't know if you guys agree with it, but the theory is that obviously it's mainly a conservative area, Florida, Texas, and so Biden's plan was to flood it so that it would, in the hope that those people would then be grateful for him letting them in, and they'd vote for him next time. Don't know if that's true. That's a theory I've heard. Obviously, I don't live there. My man, LR, how you doing, mate? Mate, thank you so much for yesterday. Oh my word. I would have been completely stuffed without you. And some of the other mods came in later on. Thank you so much. You're an absolute lemon. Lemon. I said lemon. I was thinking of lemons. Sorry, mate. Legend. I meant to say legend. I'm so sorry, LR. Oh gosh. I wonder if it was because I was looking at your picture and he was holding his eyes like eye bleach, and then it made me think of when I squirted my face. You know those? I don't know if you have them in Canada. Pancake Day. We have a Pancake Day in the UK because that's like a thing. Because you don't have pancakes normally, so you have it on Pancake Day, and you get this like little lemon thing called Jif. And I still never forget doing it. I couldn't work out as a kid how the lemon came out, and I squeezed it like that, and it popped, and it just went in my eyes. I just remember doing that, just thinking I'm still traumatized from it. But yeah, you're a legend, mate, not a lemon. Bobby Crush, Jesus is Lord. Amen, brother. Finger bang Pence 2024, says Thomas. Mike Pence, is that? I don't know about the other word. We have law, they have come in illegally. Sorry, we have the law, they have to come in legally, but they are trying to cross illegally. We have no problem with foreigners coming to America. We do have a problem with criminals, as anyone should. Absolutely. If they're a criminal, then yeah. I think I spoke to somebody earlier. I've been going around chats and chatting with people because I want to know all sides of this. So in in the um, in the conversation that I had with this person, they are someone that's come in and they've done it legally, and they were saying it cost thousands and thousands of dollars to get their green card. Um, I know a bit more about that because I have two friends who are from Brazil, and they live in the UK now, and they crossed years and years ago from Mexico into America illegally, and then they spent too long there, and then they left, and then they were not allowed to go back, and now they're allowed to go back because it wasn't them; it was their parents that took them. And he's cost them a lot of money. It has cost them a lot of money. So that is part of the argument, I guess. But then I don't know. It's difficult, isn't it? If it's easy for us to say here, like I'm sat in my nice studio, which is covered in bubble wrap because I haven't finished it yet, and say, what would I do? But I don't know. It's really difficult, and I've seen the journey that they've done, and it's you wouldn't do that if you weren't desperate. I think the people have to deal with the task at hand, secure their border. I agree with that. I agree with that. And Curtis, once again, thank you so much for that super chat. The Freedom Misfits, good evening. At the Nerd in Motion, new sub, and I'm heavily involved in the convoy. I'm their mod. Welcome. Thank you for coming in and joining me. And thank you for the sub. I really appreciate it. I'm on my way to 5,000 now. I'm very excited. So, yeah, it's awesome. It's really awesome. When I'm not doing this, I just do silly car stuff and rant about electric vehicles on the whole. That's kind of my thing. Um, Stonewall Joe says, if your motives are Christian rather than political, then I apologize for criticizing your convoy. However, I will continue to call out the MAGA cowards using the convoy for political purposes. Well, I know what you're saying, Joey. But you know, people are people will do all sorts of stuff, don't they? There's some. I've got friends that are just like not political. They don't care. They're not interested, but they always seem to be interested when it affects them. So, um, all I can say is what I see in your country. Do you know? Last night when I went to bed, I was genuinely sad. I was genuinely sad for you guys because I love your country. I absolutely love America. I went to New York. I've only ever been once. I've been to Mexico as well. Absolutely loved it. Had a great time. Beautiful place. Um, it's just so sad. You're so divided. I mean, we're as bad in the UK, and I just didn't realize um, how bad it was. And I just think it's sad. I don't like all the name calling. I know you're calling them cowards and stuff, and all that kind of stuff. But you know, yeah, it's difficult. I wonder if there's any Democrats in the convoy. You never know. Marley Man, that's me, says reported for terrorism. Who's that? Who's been reported? Curtis says you don't sound American. Where are your papers? How are you here? I'm not. I'm not. I'm not American. I'm definitely not American. I'm all the way over in the UK. So yeah, sorry, Curtis, but thanks for the $2. I really appreciate it, mate. And that goes towards my strawberry milk that I bought tonight. Thank you very much, sir. So yeah, I don't have any papers because I was born here. Well, actually, no, I do have papers because everybody has papers. So yeah, I do. Yeah. Thomas says super duper ultra mega. Hear me roar bar. See, Thomas, I get it. I get it. All right, that's a bit of banter. I don't mind that actually. That's kind of a bit of silliness. It's when it gets nasty and bitter. If people don't wake up, forget about all our difference, and stand united against a far-reaching government, mate. Exactly what I'm on about. We need to talk to one another. We've got to stop shouting at each other and swearing at each other and calling each other names. We've got to listen to one another, and you've got to find some middle ground in this. There has to be some middle ground. Anyway, stop ranting. What does the Bible say about the foreigner, my Christian friends? I'll give you a hint. It's in Leviticus. It's true. You're not wrong. You're not wrong there. No, it's true. There's also a bit about a place that there were loads of foreigners and they walked around this wall of the city and then it all fell down and then they pillaged everybody. But that's a different story. Well, just forget that one. LR says, hey, no problem. It's Tony, my man Tony, Two Crow. How you doing, brother? He's a member of the channel. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate the support. And I hope you stay with me after all of this, because that would be really cool. Hopefully you'll get to see some of the silly stuff that goes on in the UK. Love Pancake Day. Oh yes, not Pancake Day. That sounds. Pancake Day is a completely different day. It's hilarious. Oh, I love you, LR. You're a legend. Thomas says, "Hello, stranger. Put your loving hand in mine. Hello, stranger. Put your loving hand in mine. You're a stranger. You are a friend of mine." Bless you, Thomas. I have no idea what that's from, but it's got a lovely, um, it's got a lovely thingamajig behind it. Vibe. I agree with Evelyn Winchester says, I agree with the convoy because these illegals do take away our social services, schools, emergency rooms, jobs. Too many people here in the LA area, and some are criminals with a record. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Well, years ago in the UK, when we were at war or we got involved with the Kosovo conflict, there were a lot of Kosovans that came to the UK, and a lot of them were claiming asylum and saying that they were children, and they were putting these children into homes, and there were children in the homes, and my parents were one of those people that um, took a child in. This child, my mum was like, "He's no child." Took him to the dentist, and they aged him at 30, I think it was like 32 or something like that. And turned out, long story short, that he was convicted of something in his own country and he was escaping and they were doing all sorts of dodgy stuff. And then on top of that, um, my mum worked for a car auction and she was a rostrum lady. And you could go down to the car auction and everybody was paying in cash, and they were all from Kosovo. And what it is they were coming into the country, claimed asylum, had no money in theory, but they actually did have some money. They had it moved across, and then they were buying cars and selling them. The reason they were buying cars and selling them that is in the UK, a car cannot be classed as an asset because, on the whole, they depreciate. And so it was a good way of moving money about and making money without anybody knowing, but you could still then claim all your benefits. So that's what was going back, like way back in the 90s. So that stuff does go on. So, yeah. Thomas, you've already said that, so I'll show it again. Please come and get all the European Americans that are here illegal. Have you ever taken a look at the indigenous population of the United States? Yeah. Yeah, well, ultimately, that's what happened, wasn't it? It's they were the original people that were there, and the land was taken from them. I don't think anybody's disputing that, Curtis. There needs to be intensive checks into who they are and why they are here. That's the problem. They cannot process them properly. Well, that's it, isn't it? It's difficult. We have a lot where the migrants are coming over on boats and they drop their phones into the sea before they land on British shores, so that they can't be traced. Evelyn, please understand that Biden gives them phones, new IDs, money, food stamps, etc. It will reflect on voter day, but he didn't realize that Americans are going without. All Americans. Quadri said, somebody's horn went out there. Illegal immigrants are only coming here for free money and free stuff. Well, yeah, but isn't that the drive for most people? Like, a lot of people want to come here and they want to come here because we've got free health service, we've got benefits, all that kind of stuff. The government does a lot to help you if you're not in work, and they try and get you into work. But we're kind of creaking at the seams at the moment. But yeah. Not our convoy. People planted in the movement to cause trouble. Well, they had that. They had that in when I did the Canadian truckers. We had that exactly the same. It was no different. In fact, I remember seeing a guy with a very inappropriate flag, all masked up. He appeared out of nowhere. The truckers went and got him, and no one knew who he was. He was just somebody that had infiltrated to cause trouble. They give him a bit of a hiding by all accounts. America needs to realize we are all being lied to. We are being lied to about other countries, etc. I don't know what your news says about other countries. I feel like you just have so much news that you get lost in it all. Very true, coming from a full-blooded native. Where are the truckers? Well, there are some trucks in the convoy now. How many? I don't know, but there are definitely some big rigs in there because I saw them earlier today. So there are some. Yes, agreed. LR's on there with me. The US southern border has witnessed a record of at least 6.3 million migrant encounters between ports of entry since Biden took office. Wow, now that is a lot. My gosh. Well, they're moaning here, and it's a few 100,000, I think, but that's mental. Absolutely crazy. Crazy. It don't matter where you're from or our difference, the globalists are after all humanity. It's true. Carl says, no news is showing the trucks. I'll be honest with you, Carl. I don't think there's a lot of trucks in the convoy yet, but we are only on day 2. But there's a hell of a lot of pickup trucks. There's some semis have joined now. There's there's buses. There's all sorts of stuff. Loads of camper vans. It was 2 miles long, the convoy on day 1. But you guys need to tell me because I don't understand this. But there was a lot of hullabaloo about the fact that they went to a place called Bucky's, which I saw, and it had like a beaver thing on the front of it, but it looked like a sort of Walmarty thing. But apparently, truckers will not go there, or they're not welcome there. So that was part of the problem. I don't know if that's true. I don't know because I'm not American. I don't even know what a Bucky's is, if I'm totally honest. This administration has divided the country in so many ways. As a native, I see lots of hate, and everyone wants to put politics involved. Yeah, yeah, we've had it here. I mean, arguably, somebody should have just taken the flipping Twitter off Trump because I think that was half the problem. Is he go off and say something stupid, and then everybody get really upset, and then Biden's come in, and he can't even talk properly. He just can't even talk properly. So he's making gaffes, and then that just reinforces the other side, and so on and so forth. In this country, we've had exactly the same problem, but our right wingers are the conservatives, and they don't know what they're doing. I mean, we've had 3 prime ministers. The one that's in now, nobody voted for. He's a billionaire. Admittedly, he's kind of getting us through it, but at the same time, he's allowing other things to come through that are just downright wrong, and he's not doing anything about it at all. So it's just dividing people even more. And the left here are just, there's so much about them that I just can't get on board with the race baiting, the nastiness, just the they infight like crazy. It's just ridiculous. LR's laughing. Karen Murphy. Ireland is turning into poo big stuff. Why? See, we're all saying it. Why are all of our countries going down the pan rapidly? Hey, Northern California here. Hi, Kyle. How you doing? How's Cali for you today? I bet it's like 40 degrees, warm. What's the temperature? I've got one in Fahrenheit here. So what would 30 be? Oh, I don't know because the things on the back. But it'd be warm. It'd be like I don't know 80 or something out there. I don't know. I don't get Fahrenheit. It's just bizarre. Mainstream media is a liar. Not going to show it. Freedom and free thinkers are against the narrative. They want blind sheep. It's true. Freedom. If you're one of the moderators in the convoy, and you're in the convoy, so how many trucks have joined? Because everybody keeps asking me. I don't actually know. But it doesn't surprise me that it's not particularly shown on the news because it's what they did with Canada. I mean, Canada, they went next level with it. They put fake um, cameras, like live stream cameras, for us to put up. Irish descendant here. Hi, Karen Murphy. I am also quarter Irish. There you go. My dad was half Irish. Right, Thomas, stop spamming chat. I hear you, brother, but this is what ends up getting you kicked. And I don't want you getting kicked because I want you to be part of the conversation because you made a very valid point earlier. Hello, Irish. Let's go back to the we. Let's go back to the we, the people, being in charge of our own destiny. Well, that's it. It'd be nice, but we're too busy infighting. I believe everyone bleeds red, and everyone is born in America is American instead of the race and politics. Mate, I feel the same about our country. I really do, genuinely. You know, there's good people in all walks of life. On my channel, you will see the Convoy Freedom Fighters. I know them, stood with them. Ah, no way, man. That's awesome. That is awesome. I'll check you out. Once I finish doing this, I'll have a look. And if I remember, I will definitely go over and check you out. LR, could you try and find the Freedom Misfits channel and stick a link in the description if possible? That would be awesome. If you can't, don't worry. Tilly says, division of the people. Ireland at least offered us with enough heritage back if we choose, yeah, to go back if you wanted to. Marco says, what is happening in Texas? I'm from Finland and our media is not telling us anything. So it's to do with the border in Florida and mainly Texas, which has a 1,200-mile long border. And basically, what's happening is that there is millions, from what we can see from what chat has told me, that have moved over the border, and the Texas governor and border force down there are absolutely fed up with the state of things and are asking and have been asking Mr. Biden to sort it out for some time, and he hasn't done anything. And now he's trying to do something about it, but he's also trying to enforce a load of other laws that I don't think everybody wants. So these guys are basically saying that they're going down to help reinforce the border. So, yeah, that's what they're on about. But then they've said that they're going to protest. So I don't know. I'm dying to see what they do when they get down there. I'll be really interested to see. But there's also like all sorts of things that it could be a setup that the FBI have kind of set these guys up to fail, all that kind of stuff. So we don't really know. Indigenous is a horrible word. Is a horrible word to a Native American. Yeah, I don't. It was your country, you know. Ultimately, indeed. Please keep the chat civil. It's important. It's important that we keep the um, chat in a place where we can talk to each other. And I want to hear. I'm enjoying this, hearing both sides. So this is good. Anonymous, Soup Mama official channel on YouTube is another live feed that you could add to your show. I thought I had Soup Mama on. I was let me see if I can add her on right now whilst we're here. Because let's see, I had her on before. Soup Mama. Let's see. My internet might be lagging by the looks of it. We could replace that. I'm sorry if this is lagging your end. Just give me a second. I ain't got the best internet here. Um, Let me swap that. Yeah, that's over on there. Right. Okay. Let's copy. Let's change this top one because that's been buffering forever. And then let's interact. There we go. Soup Mama is in the house. Go and tell her that we're streaming her and that she needs to overtake that camper because it looks really slow. Um, yeah, I've never really looked at the word to be totally honest, but I could imagine there's certain words. There's certain words, isn't there, that just put people down or are like categorize you into a thing that label you. Sally Thompson says, "I stand with Texas." Good on you, Sally. LR says, "Now Canada government will have to answer to the people. The pen is mightier than the sword." It's true. It's true. Trudeau is in trouble with this one. He really is. Irene says, "Unfortunately, the damage is done." Um, you know what though? You know what? The human race can make good out of this, and I'm sure there's some good people. And don't be totally despondent about it. You've got a beautiful country. Awesome bricks. That's an amazing name for a channel. Awesome bricks. Awesome bricks. Or some bricks. I wonder if Canada regrets not building a wall. What to America? Dear. Sheila says, "I hope you people know this is going to be another setup by an inside job." Yeah, I know this is what we were talking about earlier, Sheila. Um, as a native, we should have built a wall. Yeah, I guess you should have done, man. Yeah, I think, to be honest, if you guys had, mind you, I think you were peaceful people on the whole. I think just blooming typical Europeans, isn't it? That's what we do. Bucky's is a truck stop. I don't understand. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. So I watched a video of a guy who normally does like truck accidents. He was really funny actually. Um, Damn, what's his channel called? It was this morning. I want to say it was like Outlaw Trucker or something like that. And big dude. And he was saying about that Bucky's doesn't like truckers. So I don't understand. Bucky's is a truck stop. Okay. And then Bucky's is a grocery store. Is it? Wow, okay. I don't understand. Help me. Carl says this country cannot sustain the amount of people coming in at one time. This is what the death of a nation looks like. We need to secure our country. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of people. I didn't realize it was that many people. That is a Bucky's is a campground. What is Bucky's? Is it a shop? Is it a grocery store? Is it a truck stop or a camping spot? I don't know. We need to know. As a Brit, I feel like I'm gonna have to find out tomorrow. Oh gosh, you lot are brilliant. I love it. Shane says, "Where is the convoy? I'm not seeing what's called a convoy." Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Because we haven't really got anywhere yet. So you're only going to see it from like a few streamers' point of views, and they're kind of right now behind another vehicle in the convoy. So we kind of need some people on bridges and stuff to live stream, don't we? We could do with finding some of them. Hot Coffee Chat says, I don't think Trump said was stupid on Twitter. He was just calling them out for their crap that they are doing. Yeah, I know, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Some stuff. What was oh, no, I'm not going to say it because if I say it, the chat will go mental. So I'm just not going to say it. We all just carry on like it didn't happen. Words are only words. Everyone is credited to everything. Absolutely. Absolutely. Why are my two streams bugging out? Is the picture better tonight than it was yesterday? Because I was having a nightmare yesterday. Obviously, I can't control what these guys are doing here and here because they're in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, are you all seeing it, me loud and clear and happy with the quality of said stream? I've made $2 today. Does that mean I'm a grifter? Because I saw a lot of that chat earlier today that people are grifters if they get money. So I don't know. LR says no problem, Nim. Awesome. That's good. That's good. I feel like we're getting there. I tried this really fancy thing earlier, and it's just I'm gutted it didn't work because it would have been really funny. But I'll just stick with doing this. I think. Oh, sorry, Mark. Did I read that out? Darren Thompson says, Marco, there's an overrun. I think he's replying to Marco, wherever Marco is. Overrun of immigrants in Texas area. So the governor put Texas under a national emergency. So the borders of Arizona, New Mexico, and California are getting a lot going west. Okay. Bucky's is a store gas. So like we call it a petrol station. Petrol station. Somebody liked the way I said governor yesterday. Governor, you're right, governor. Which in London, in fact, I would say it to my dad when I was a bit older. All right, governor, like just because he was the main man. Your governor can be your boss or somebody that's like above you. Or something. A vote for Downing Street Party and make cheese great again. It's a bit chilly right now. It's 67 Fahrenheit. 67. I'm about 60. It's about 65 in here at the moment. No idea what that is in degrees, but that's how hot it is in here. I'm getting a bad back. This chair is meant to have a cushion underneath, and I took it out a while ago because otherwise I'd sit too high. But it's flipping killing my back. And I'm fat. That doesn't help. Darren says the states going east are just getting their fair share as well. It depends where you're at in the United States. Well, I saw a big thing about New York sending people away. Well, I couldn't believe that. But isn't New York a Democrat state? But they were getting mad and sending people back, and I don't know. I might be wrong. I don't know. I'm not there, but that's what I thought. There was something about they were coming in on buses, so then they asked the buses not to bring them in, and now they're taking the train, and now they can't work out where these people are going. I mean, the other side to it is, if you really penalise the companies that employ people that don't have papers, then it would stop it quite quickly. But then, I don't know. Doesn't seem right to me in some respects. They're hitting the road from different states and will gather in 3 meeting places. Yeah, that's as I understand it. It's definitely got a lot busier today from yesterday. There's a lot more vehicles than there were yesterday, and there's some big trucks in the convoy. Oh yeah, that book. Klaus Schwab's book, The Great Reset. The third world is the weapon against the first world. They use race, demographics, etc., to move the third world around to destabilize nations. Their words, not mine. Yeah, it's evil, isn't it? Yes, I'm a mod. It's growing daily, doubled in size overnight. They are entering Texas from 3 different areas of the US. That's cool, man. Your Prime Minister reminds me from Will from the In Between the Show. Yeah, he does a bit, doesn't he? There's a guy, right, so years and years ago, there was a character that was called Roland Rat. I've got to show you this. Because he was like a children's, um, like a puppet. And let me just get the picture up because you'll laugh. It's quite funny. So we all think he looks like Roland Rat. Um, this is Roland Rat. I used to have that toy right there, and my mum threw it away. I never really forgave her for that. I'm gonna ring her up and shit. No, not really, but yeah. So we all think that Richie Sunak looks a bit like Roland Rat. Harsh. I used to like this. Kevin, get the Ratmobile. And Kevin was a gerbil. There you go. My man LR's sorting it all out. Top man. Well, click on my name. It will take you right to it. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. I found that. Depends on your browser and stuff. Level Drone says the leaders in our countries are traitors. Yes, they are. 120%. I am with you on that. Every single one of them is self-serving, lining their own pockets. The flipping, what's the name? Pulowski, the one that looks like Skeletor from He-Man. There was a Pulowski tracker of what she was doing for trades on the stock market because she always had insider trading information. Why are they allowed insider trading information anywhere else? That would be illegal. It's outrageous, absolutely outrageous. You're so right, Ella. Ella, have you heard about the Global Pandemic Treaty of 2024? Oh, they're having to stop now. Are they at Bucky's? We need to know this. Is it Bucky's? And is Bucky's a grocery store, a camping site, a petrol station, or gas station, as you call it, or a place to walk your dog? No one's really sure, but we need to know. But I'm pretty sure that some people are busting for a pee right now. All the states are border states, says Darren. There's the link to the Freedom Misfits. There we go. So go check him out. And thank you. The 182 people that are in it, welcome. And it's really nice to have you in here. Please consider subscribing. I don't do this all the time, obviously, because we don't have convoys all the time. But I do lots of kind of car stuff and commentary on what's going on in the UK. I'm also getting my trucker's license in the UK. So that's going to be something that I'll hopefully be talking about and streaming or doing vlogging or whatever it is. So I'm very excited about that. So yeah, please consider subscribing. Thank you very much. Etherreal 369 says this agenda is all by design. It's happening all over. Destruction and dissolution of individual nations planned out decades ago. Can believe it. I don't believe they meant 700,000 trucks. There are a lot of people who are joining in, which increase numbers. Kay, I think the same because that's not what this 700,000 number has been bandied about and has become something that I don't think it should be. Um, it's it's not the case, is it? It certainly isn't the case. That's not what the organizer said. So I think it's a nice way of the people that don't want them to do well to just overinflate it and be like, laugh at them to try and make people, oh, they're not going to do that. So, yes, Karen, I think it is a major issue there at the border. You are in the UK watching the Texas border. I am. Indeed, I am. Somebody I know is Border Patrol as well. So I know a little bit about it. Not a lot, but I know a little bit about it. Is leveling down a hill in Kent? I don't know. I don't know Kent. No, it means it's an objection, but we have some random names of places here. We have we have somewhere called Penis Town, and it was spelled Penis Tony, but everybody calls it Peniston, but it's spelled Penis Tony. There's another place called Upper Thong. So yeah, there's some funny name places around this country. I can tell you that. We're in Kent, awesome. Convoy streamers, Sapphire, Patriot Soup, Mama Official, Glory B. Chatting with her earlier. Oreo Express, First Responders, Master Grifter, and Buffalo Man 11. Yeah, we can roll through those guys over time. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write that down, and by doing that, we can then, with my memory being as shocking as it is most of the time, because I have too much going on in my head 90% of the time, we can then go back and look through if we lose any of the feeds. Yeah, it's funny because you guys use the word patriot. If you said patriotic here, then you're considered to be a racist straight away, even though it's got nothing to do with that. It's a shame because I love this country. And I love your country as well. I've been to a few places actually. Where have I not enjoyed? I can't think of anywhere that I've really. Oh, I went to an island in Greece called Zante. That place was a dump, absolute dump. But I went to Rhodes. That was beautiful. I went to Turkey, Kadasi. That was lovely. That was really nice. We went to a burial site of Spartans, and they there was all these divots in the ground. I was like, "What are all these divots from?" They were like, "Well, a shepherd was up here, and it was only like I think it was like 90s or 80s or something, and he was digging around to make a fire, and he was digging around, and he came across a load of Spartan gold, and it made him like multi-millionaire overnight. So everybody been up there digging holes trying to find any more. But yeah, amazing place. Go to JLR Investigate. I was watching him today actually, and he was explaining how there's like a detection system, and they've got a lot of gear down there. I will say. Yanni says free rent, utilities, health insurance, food stamps, no cut, while working the same paycheck as me. How I know because I asked these people. I was like, I don't believe you, and they show me. I was like, wow. Yeah, that must be pretty depressing. Thanks for the freedom, Misfits. Charity starts at home. Native Americans from Asia crossed the land bridge. The Sitka were in America before them. Most of history is a lie, if not all of it. Who knows? True. Living next to the one, it's like a Walmart with a fuel station. So I've got this really bad problem, and I don't know if you guys can help me with it. And I'm going to get very serious here. But we have a Costco card, and my wife can't go in there without spending over at least £100. And I don't know what to say. If there's any other guys in the chat that have come across this problem, please send me an email. Thank you. Vicky says Bucky's is the convenience store, gas station. Okay. All right, I'm getting there with this. I promise. But I don't understand why the truckers really don't like Bucky's for some reason. Sounds very Australian. Philip says Bucky's is a truck stop that caters to car travelers. It's the size of Walmart. Wow. Do you know what? I'd love to go to America and go to a pro bass shop. I love fishing, but where I am, I like sea fishing. I always did sea fishing as a kid because I live by the coast. Where I am now, there's no sea around me anywhere. It's like a good few hours each way to get to it. But I mean, if I lived by the beach, my gosh, I'd spend a fortune. Jenny says, glad to have a British person doing this. Thanks, Jenny. Cheers. Well, I just wanted to be part of it. I did it with the Canadians for them, and I'll do it for you guys too. If I had the funding, I would be there streaming. Well, yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? See, this also goes back to that argument. People calling other people grifters because they were earning money whilst they're doing this stream. But if they're providing a service of streaming to streaming the convoy, and they're personally having to finance all the fuel to get there, all the time off work, and all that kind of stuff, then I understand them taking the money. Because also the camera gear, you need the battery backup packs. I mean, last night when I went and got a rucksack to pull down one of the power packs that I've got, that rucksack with the gear in there, there's like £2,000 or £3,000 worth of stuff in that backpack. So if you do it properly, there's a lot of gear that you need. The setup in here is, so I've got a whole setup for podcasts. There's 2 webcams. So this one that you're looking at, and I've got a better webcam, which is right there, but it's a bit tall, so you can see my ball patch. So I'm that vain that I haven't used that one. We've got speakers, we've got multiple screens, got fancy pants, jazzy keyboard. All adds up after all. I've got fancy microphones, so I don't sound terrible. So yeah, I get it. Andrea McDonald, a Texan. I live in Texas. Bucky's is like a huge convenience store. The parking lots are huge, but truckers are not allowed to park inside the parking lots. Yes, we got there. Thank you, Andrea. I get it now. That's why they didn't like Bucky's. Maybe that was a bit of a mistake on the part of the organisers for the first day, or maybe it was intentional. I don't know. Who knows? Thank you, Andrea. That was very kind of you. No problem, Nim. My man LR is on it like Donkey Kong. Bucky's an American. It's an all-in-one shop, food, fuel, rest stop. Do you know what I've always wanted to try out? I'm going off on a tangent again. You know those little pods that you can sleep in, like the ones in Tokyo? I'd love to try one of them. I snore really bad, so I just want to see how many people I could wake up. Vicky says it depends on where the Bucky's is located. Dee Dee, how are we doing? Dee Dee was very grumpy with me yesterday, and also earlier when my stream wouldn't work. I'm sorry, Dee Dee. I hope you're doing well. Satila says 09 p.m. It is. It's nearly 9 p.m. here. Advance and secure. It spells Bucky's. O-Dub. How you doing, man? That is quite the thumbnail. That's cool. You looking like a legend. There are 100 viewer funded. Most of these people have sold their house, quit their jobs, because now fighting for freedom is their job. They're not grifters. These people are of the United States. Who? And then, does Britain get the government England deserves? Does Britain get the government England deserves? What? Does Britain get the government? I think it's more the other way around, because it's the English government that seems to rule everybody else. That's why they're trying to. Wales is trying to go on its own. Scotland's trying to go on its own. Northern Ireland wants to go on its own. So eventually England will be on its own. Darren's laughing. Support freedom, the right to choose. These people gave it all up to fight for us. Well, that's pretty impressive. Colorado Mama says, Jesus bless and guide this convoy with your Holy Spirit and your angels. Amen. I hope it keep them all safe. There's a couple in Florida right off 95. That's another place I'd love to go, but I am flipping terrified of those alligators and snakes and spiders and all the stuff that you have. But whew, I would love to go to the Freedom Factory and see Cletus McFarlane. Smoke a pipe while streaming is fitting for your character. Do you think so? I could retire. Have you seen my chair, DD, behind me? Look at this. I could sit in that. We could do wing back live streaming. What do you reckon? Does that sound all right? Could be done. I tell you what, it'd be better for my back than this poxy chair. I wouldn't mind, but it's not even cheap. This chair was a fortune. Or a cigar. I am partial to a cigar. I do like one, but I haven't had one for about 2 years, at least. I like them when I'm smoking them, but there's a lady having her back packed. She thinks she's got a bad back from being in the car all the time. I feel for her. I'm having sympathy pains. They're starting to build another right now in Kingsland, Georgia. Nice, man. I feel like I'm going to know all about Buc-ee's, and then when I next go to America, I'll be like, I know what this is. I know all about this, and I'll be able to show all my friends. I'll be like, I know what a Buc-ee's is. Do you guys need all your security guards to be Muslims? Said Michael. It does seem that way, doesn't it? When you watch a lot of stuff on TV, certainly when you look at what goes on in London with ULEZ, it does seem that way. But then that's a very diverse town. So it's not really a true reflection of the rest of the country, that's for sure. But I see what you're saying. Can anyone tell me what route they're coming in from the north? So I-10 was something I heard a lot about earlier. So something about I-10. They were coming down there very fast. That's a lot of people have been, especially the ladies have been saying they have been hauling anywhere between 60 and 70 miles an hour. It's like a big bumblebee with those glasses. Please keep the chat clean and respectful. Indeed. I think we're doing well tonight. Everybody seems to be pretty good. Darren says, New York is clamping down. So is Chicago, Denver. They are moving them to other states. I heard some are going back home because it's worse than their own countries. Oh, good Lord. You do feel, man, I feel sorry for those people. Can you imagine you've come all that way and then you're there and you're like, this is worse than where I was before. Bucky says clothes and also furniture. I feel like we need to start a Bucky's clan. Like, I don't know how we do it. Is there like a beaver emoji thing? I do wonder though, just going back to that for a second. What if you're in a truck what kind of furniture would you possibly need to buy? Just putting that out there. Republicans not singing the new border, not signing the new border bill. Border mess all on the Republicans. Border mess all on the Republicans. Oh, right, because they're not signing the paper that Joe Biden has put there. I wonder if they can actually read it. It could be that they can't read it because it could be like, blah, 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 you know what I mean? It might say something about corn pop and sorry, being silly. I'm being silly. Don't start getting mad. Oh, come on. Don't start name calling. I do like the trousers. I'm not sure what the trousers are about, but I like the fact that you put them in there. Crystal says, just wondering, are they letting them all in to crash the economy? Well, that's what people are saying. Well, I don't think it would necessarily crash the economy to be. Now, this is an important man. My man Jim, Bucky's has great beef jerky and barbecue beef sandwiches. Now, that is a reason to go in itself. If Jim says they're good, they must be really good. Jim, when I'm next out there, we're going to Bucky's, all right? And we're going to have beef jerky and barbecue beef sandwiches. And I'm going to say, my mate Jim recommended this. And my friends are going to be astonished that I know so much. Misfit 1-3. This Misfit actual how copy over peep. I think I murdered that, DD, but yeah, I'm not sure. Piglet Velocity. Let's not do the name calling. I did call a Skeletor. I don't know if you had He-Man in America, but just Google Skeletor. So I'm just as bad for it. I'm sorry, but you know. Has this picked up any steam yet? Does anybody know the latest news is on the border convoy? How many people are there? We've got quite a lot. We have no exact numbers yet. I'm gonna have to just move slightly because my back is. I'm gonna put my leg and sit on my leg because my back hurts so much. Yes, it has picked up a bit of steam. They've doubled in size so far, from what I can gather. But you've got to remember they're coming in from different routes. NG there. Bucky's is an all-around experience. Kyle. It seems that way. It seems that way. So I just searched the trucker convoy live streams and nothing came up at all. Now, Sean, yesterday I was sat here and that happened to me about 10 times where I just searched for something. I even searched for it on my phone and it showed you nothing. And I'm looking at the numbers today. So we were in the thousands yesterday and it looks like they're burying us. So, yeah. This happened before, though, so it's nothing new. No numbers as of yet. No, we haven't got any numbers yet. I should think they'll have a count up tonight. It's a Texas size. It's a Texas size, has station, truck, and car stop. They're big. They're big. Definitely big. Jim, what it was, there was a big argument on some videos that other people did about meeting at Bucky's because some of them aren't welcome to truckers, apparently. Some are, some aren't. Him is a her. Who? I'm not sure. Gas. Indeed, I get a lot of gas, especially when I've had sprouts, especially around Christmas. Darren says, it's nice to watch and listen to others' point of view. You're doing a great job. Thank you. Cheers, Darren. I just think we should have a good Discord together and just chat. You know, it's good to hear what everybody thinks on all sides. You know I'm seeing. I'm genuinely listening. I mean, I got demolished the minute I went into the chat. They were all on me like Donkey Kong and yeah, you're on the side of the convoy. Yeah. I'm like, well, yeah, I am because you know they're painting Christians as evil people, and I don't think any of these people are evil. I think They want to do the best, and that's what they feel that they want to do. And then on the other side, I totally get it that there's people like, well, we destabilized South America, and now these people want to come here. Why shouldn't we let them? So, and it's very expensive to get your green card, and it's hard to get processed and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get both sides, but I, I'm not there. I'd love to. If anybody wants to pay for me to get a ticket, I will gladly go over and join them. Um, Thank you, Darren, for the encouragement. I saw a clip from Fox News, and it looked like 20 people. Oh no. Um, I don't think it's that small. It's difficult though. It's difficult. There's people with trailers. There's one guy's got a really nice rig. I think it's that guy there in the bottom, just going through now with that trailer. I'd love to know what's in that trailer. But he was hauling ass earlier, and the truck sounded amazing. Just dirty great V8. Eric at the Sports Bike Centre. Hello, mate. Thanks for covering the story, nerd. I hope the best of the convoy and it stays positive. Americans on the border, you already know it's going to be a good time. There you go. Thanks, Eric, for dropping in from the Sport Bike Centre. One common goal for the people of Earth: shine light on darkness. Amen. You're not wrong. You're welcome, Mel R. Greetings from Lower Thong here. It's a real place. It's a real place. It's Upper Thong and Nether Thong. And we say that's where all the conservative girls go because they never wear thongs. Um, sorry, I'm being very childish. Judith and Dan. So, like Wisconsin being cheeseheads, penis town, it would be peckerheads. Oh dear, Peniston. Peniston's quite posh by all accounts. It's quite nice there. It's sort of on the Yorkshire border into from it probably is West Yorkshire into South Yorkshire. It's very beautiful down there. Beautiful, beautiful place. Absolute flipping nightmare to get a train to and from Sheffield to anywhere towards Leeds or north. Crazy. Keep it peaceful. Oh, there's another place. In fact, I'll see if I can find this for you. Oh, what's it called now? It's in a place called Saltaire. Saltaire. Yeah, it's quite funny. There we go. I'll share this with you. It's totally childish, but it's funny. There is a place called Funny Street, Butts Road, Butthole Road. But yeah, Funny Street's in a place called Saltaire. There you go. Which kind of looks like this here. This is they're all built out of Yorkshire stone. I hope that was not too childish for you. Joey says, keep it peaceful. Only need to hold out for so long. Eventually, this will be over and we'll all be united again. Stay strong, boys. Thank you, Joey. Sean says, wow, that's horrible. Getting close to that here. So sad. Yeah, it is not great. Yes, I'm so far behind on comments, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just looking now. I am. So 9:11 is the latest, and I am all the way back on 8:52. Okay, so I'm running like 20 minutes behind. I'll try and catch up. That's basically the same in the US. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I love Bucky's. Man, I'd love to go. He was a shill for the Liberals, the Nazi plant. Who was a shill? Personally, I think every judge, Senate member, Congress member, House of Reps, and governor should have to live for 6 months on minimum wage, and they would change their tune. Hey, that would be brilliant, wouldn't it? Yeah, and we could do it like a reality show. That would be even better. That would be amazing. Um, I watched something similar to that. Look, I need to catch up on comments. I'm gonna stop waffling. Jig says, I was born in Texas. I'd be a little bit easier with this state without the felony marijuana charges. Don't make it easy for people to stand against you. Um, yeah, because I mean, now I agree with this. My my personal view, not everybody holds this view, is that because there's states obviously that now allow marijuana, I think anybody that has been put in prison for non violent crime that's to do with just marijuana, not other drugs, just marijuana should be released. That's my personal view. Um, and I think people that have been and were charged with that should have that wiped, personally. But you might not agree with me, but that's what I think. Um, the Freedom Minister, dead on, 100% true. Keep on trucking, says Awesome Bricks. Honk honk. See, I had all that set up. I made it all work, and then it didn't smagging work. M71, call your state reps and senators. No reform bill for illegals. Jim says 100 quid at Costco is a drop in the bucket, mate. It's not when you're skint as I am. Weekender says only 128 watching. Why? The real right isn't going to honk horns and go to prison. When the guns come out, we go. Explain. Could you explain a bit more, Weekender, please? Gas isn't free. It's true. Jenny says, do you ever think US British will ever stand up to the rights and do the same as America? We asked for Brexit and haven't seen much. I'll be totally honest. I think that we're in a place where it's difficult because you've got. I'm going to go on a little rant here. Hopefully, not make this a massive rant. The problem we've got is so you've got somebody like Just Stop Oil, and I was talking to somebody I know, and we were discussing that if prices of fuel in America went up as high as they are here, that you guys in America would be like blocking petrol stations, you would or gas stations, you would be thrown in the towel, not going to work in it. The whole country would come to a grinding halt until they lowered the prices of gas. Here, no one did anything. What they did is they went and rushed, panic bought all the petrol, and then everybody was struggling to get fuel because everybody was panicked that there was no fuel when there was perfectly enough fuel for everybody. And that's all that happened. So we, as a group of people, would promote somebody or a group of people if they were protesting to put the cost of fuel down. However, you've got a group of people like Just Oil who are as passionate about the cause as we would be about putting the price of fuel down and the cost of living down, but they went about it in a way that is so aggressive towards the people and not the government that now those clowns have done so much damage that now there's a whole load of laws around protesting and the freedoms of protesting have been more eroded because of their stupid moves. And now we're in and what was the other the complete and utter tools from Just Insulate who couldn't even say insulate. Insulate. And they just completely cocked it up. So yeah, I don't think the British will ever stand up like that ever. I just can't see it, unless The only time we get really upset, it seems, is when we kill drug dealers or stuff like that. That kind of is more the rebellious group of people that rebel. But on the whole, we all just too busy, too selfish with our own lives. That's how I see it. I don't know. What do you think, Jenny? M71 says, weekend at Laugh Out Loud will honk, but we're at home cleaning to lock and load. Eric, it is if you eat beans. Apparently so. It is if you eat beans. Eric's laughing. Absolutely. You can have plenty of gas if you eat beans. Donna says, I-35 has a lot of truckers on it, and I thank them all. And Governor Greg Abbott is doing what should have been done 3 years ago. Yeah, I mean, that is a question. Why has it got to this now? Why didn't he do it earlier? I don't know. I'm wondering, you guys in the chat, is there a reason why it kind of went kicked down the can for so long? Please let me know. They're coming in on I-10, yeah. That's what I could see. They're picking up more as they travel, I'm betting. Yeah, they definitely are. It's certainly a lot busier today. It's going to be interesting. Taken back, says Alicia. Are we talking about the beans? Because can't once you've eaten them. Is there enough trucks to finish the wall? Says BG. BG 1977 has got a very nice black pussycat, which appears to have. No, it has got all of its limbs. But from here, for a second, it looked like it only had one front leg. Laugh aloud, they're just telling the illegals to cross back over the river and go back at Shelby Park. Oh, wow. How much Bucky's is heading to the border right now? Well, this is, I don't know. I mean, has Bucky's shareholding, share prices gone up since the convoy? We need to know. And have people been panic buying toilet roll? Because that's what happens in the UK. Have an emergency, let's buy loads of toilet roll. That is a true story, Eric. That is a true story. The chair of ale. It's a beautiful chair. It's a beautiful chair. So they're 2 hours from Eagle Pass. Is that the counter in the vid? No, that is just the time in Eagle Pass. I just put it up because I thought people might want to know, if they're from another country, what time frame America and where they're going to is on. I don't know if that was a good idea, but that's what I did before. I think a clock is useful sometimes. Optimus Prime, he's still walking. Some say he's still walking today. Glitty Blogs says, Viva Mexico. I've got to admit, I went to Mexico. It's beautiful. People were great. Had a good time. Went underwater cave diving. It was great. I swam with dolphins and sharks. It was all very exciting. Loved it. Never had a bit of bother out there. I enjoyed it, and I did enjoy the Mexican people. Were great fun. Night Watchman says, "Go truckers, go!" Navim, it's a clock. Why a clock? It's a clock. What's wrong with a clock? All right, I like. Do you not like a clock? His 7222 says, Texas deal is a setup, more than likely. Get out there. Yeah, we're hearing that. We're hearing that. No, we do not want a border bill. So, what is the border bill? Could somebody explain what the border bill is exactly? And what is he trying to get through? And why do the Republicans not want it to go through? What's the reason? Right. Okay. Christian says it's not the Republicans, because Joe could close the border just by saying we're closing the border. Well, he could. He could do. No, it's Biden's fault. There are 23 Dems who swapped to Republican to stop them from doing anything. Oh, really? Holy smokes. Border bill is to give 10 million people citizenship to sway the election. Uh. Miriam says, "Thank you for your good work. Needed." Thank you, Miriam. I'm just really interested, and it's a vehicle related thing, so it's my bag. Um, Barbecue beef sounds so good. I know, right? It does sound good. Although I had lamb keema for uh, dinner tonight. My wife made me a beautiful fresh meal, and it was superb. I did enjoy it, and I thought it was going to repeat on me, but so far we're okay. Dee Dee's going like that. And that was a good representation of the emoji. Karen's getting ready for food. She's all over it. Sean, look at my previous posts. I list some of them. Barbecue at the border, and they will all come out of the bushes. Can you imagine if they just had a cookout and it actually all got along? That would be awesome. That'd be amazing. Kind of like co-op in Canada. We have a co-op here. We have a co-op. And co-op, the only thing that I think co-op does really well is they do uh what is it? It's red Chardonnay wine vinegar, salt and vinegar crisps, and they're better than kettle chips. They are amazing. What you call potato chips, but awesome. Which better, turbo or a supercharger for a Camry 2000? Ooh, well, it depends on what you're kind of going for, because your supercharger will give you instant power from the bottom up, but it kind of loses its efficiency as it gets higher. But a turbo you'll have lag, so you have to, unless you have like a two-stage limiter that will help you build boost, and then you can set off, but it's a lot harder on the vehicle. But you'll have more top end with a turbo. Unless, or you could be like crazy and do both. There you go. That is an ant. That is somebody who's scared of ants, and that is somebody that's watching the scared person be scared of ants. Um, Eric, lol. It's fast, says Ed. Um, that may work, Eric. The Freedom Misfits is a her. My name is Angela. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. Oh dear, I couldn't tell from the photo because you're at an angle. I can't see you properly on my screen. It's a bit washed out, so I was just making guesses. I'm very sorry for misgendering you. That's, I called one of my moderators a lemon earlier. So please don't be offended. It's just it's just me all over. Texas barbecue brings everyone out. Oh man, I would love to have some Texas barbecue. I would love to go to Texas. Like me and my wife were saying, just literally at the weekend, that a holiday in Texas is like bucket list. Got to be done. M71 says Google Bucky's in Midland, Texas, and look at satellite view. Okay, let's have a look. Google Bucky's. Bucky's. Oh, for Pete's sake, you fat thumbed idiot. Bucky's. What was it? Where? Bucky's in Midland, Texas. There we go. I don't know if I can see it from the. Oh, wow. Holy smokes, that place is massive. That is a big old place. I don't know if I can get it on a copy. Oh, yeah. I'm in the wrong. Right, put it in there. Paste. Maps. Satellite view. If I can find it. No, that's what? Stupid thing. It's trying to bring up my. If you put Bucky's Midland, Texas, it brings up Micro Market Midland in Texas. I give up. It's going to take me longer than I can. I'm sorry, man. It looks massive, though. It looks absolutely huge. I feel like I want a barbecue sandwich now. We're all here for the barbecue. I tell you one thing that the British do really badly is barbecue. We suck at barbecue. We don't know what we're doing, and then the reason is we have about 3 days of sun a year. Someone find the food truck. That's where the action will be. It's true, Eric. It's true. Or in Katy, Texas. Let's try Katy, Texas. So I'm guessing it's a Texas brand. Stick a layer on there. Wow, that's flipping huge. Wowzer. That place is massive. You'll be pleased to know they have Tesla superchargers. Look at the size of the petrol station. That's like, well, how many pumps must they have there? Just a quick tip. There's a Vietnamese bistro just on the outside, and just by that, there's an Italian grill called Adriatic Cafe. Go and take a look. They've got quite good reviews. Hey up, John, old lad. Hello, Mark Jones. How you doing, mate? Fellow trucker from the UK there. We got super chat. Right, 909. Let me remember that. Otherwise, I will not be able to remember where I am in the chat. It is. Why is that not working? Can you hear me scrolling? There we go. Level drone, 9.99. Thank you, my man. That's really kind of you. You didn't have to, and I really appreciate it. I mean, it will go towards me continuing to stream for the rest of the week, all being well. So thank you very much, and it will keep me in strawberry milkshake. That's what I will be spending it on. Probably not just strawberry milkshake. I've got a bag of M&Ms as well, crispy ones. But thank you, Level Drone. You are a legend. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much, sir. Man, that's really kind of you. Really kind of you. I didn't expect that. I did not expect that. Thank you. I don't know why it won't show the actual thing that you put there, but that could be my streaming software. If you've written anything, Level Drone, just type it in now and I'll make sure I read it out. Mark Jones says, hey up, lad. I'm all right, my man. My back's hurting. This blooming chair's driving me mad. I don't know what I've done, but I've moved it in such a way that my shoulders are hurting and my lower back is just driving me flipping bonkers. Dee says, it's beautiful. I remember cooking my first brisket at 15 years old. No, not 15 years old. Oh, John, please just learn to read properly. Otherwise, everybody's going to think you're really stupid. I remember cooking my first brisket 15 years ago. It was pretty terrible. Oh, I'm sure it wasn't that bad, Dee. Truth. Food trucks are the best food down here. Oh, man. Oh, my word. I'd love to go. Anyone coming legally is welcome. Anyone coming the other way is not. There are laws for all sorts of reasons. True. Is Upperthon a mankini? It could be, couldn't it? I don't know. I'll get you one, Mark, with that $9 super chat, and you can tell. Oklahoma Guardsmen headed to Texas Is that what you what the Oklahoma Guardsmen? As in, are they actually going? Are they getting their gear together and getting down there? That's pretty crazy. I live in Leeds. Go to Cumbria. It's got a lot of rude names. It's true. It's true. I'm not far from you in Leeds. I'm really not. We're very close. Very, very close. Oklahoma Joe barbecue. Ray Taylor says also Sapphire Patriot Master Grifter channels. Yeah, I've got them written down, but I put some of them up earlier, and it was like proper um, laggy fest, and we were having lots of swirly circles. So yeah, I'm just putting two on at a time. Also, my internet is a bit sucky. I hope it's been good tonight because literally changed all the internet and the way it's all wired in. I moved all the stuff and yeah, I did a lot of faffing around. So I'm hoping it's better for you guys. Jeremy Crawford says Houston Livestock and Rodeo and this convoy. We got the biggest party brewing here. Man, there's a song that I listen to, Jeremy, and you're going to think, why does a guy on the other side of the world listen to this song? I have a playlist of all my country music that I enjoy, and it is called. Where is it now? It is called. Welcome to the Show by Cody Johnson. And I believe it was made for the Houston Rodeo, as they say. Do you say rodeo or do you say rodeo? I like rodeo. It sounds much more amazing. It's a herb of earth. It's true. You're right, Karen. Although I wouldn't want to drive my car or operate heavy machinery after it. But yeah, I agree. We definitely agree, says Jimbo. I'm with you. Good evening, crazy peeps. Eyes in for another night. Truck spotting madness. Anyone see any rigs yet? We've had a few. Is it Disco or Rasco? Yeah, we've had a few trucks. There's a few rolled through and joined the convoy. There are a few rules. Jeremy says there are a few rules you should follow in Texas. Don't mess with our meat, guns, fuel, and borders. Actually, don't mess with Texas. F around and find out. Yeah, you get what's it called? A black water baptism. That's another song I listen to. Free cannabis for all, says Mike. Maybe not my kids, if I'm honest. Probably. I mean, they're already crazy. Mind you, might calm down. I don't know. No rigs yet. Well, not. No, there is. Hello, there are some rigs for sure. Although we haven't got them on camera, but there were definitely some rigs earlier today. Texas should legalize cannabis. You stood up once, you can do it again. It's true. 7 times a righteous man falls, 7 times he'll get back up again. Boiling frog syndrome, says Steve. Yeah, it's true. True. We're kind of sleepwalking into having our freedoms taken away from us. Ireland, I think, has lost its freedom of speech. The government wants to bring in a law of hate speech. Oh, man. We've got all sorts in the UK. Honestly, on here, you can't joke. You've got to be careful. I don't even go on X because if there's literally people say stuff and they're messing, well, they might be annoyed with somebody and they're like, they'll say something and then the next thing the police are at their door. And it's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, we don't need to be nasty to each other, but some of the stuff that people get arrested for is just silly. And recently we had, in fact, who was it that I was talking to earlier from Leeds? I'm sure it was Leeds where that blooming police officer, she arrested a autistic girl who had been out to a party, had a few drinks, and she arrested her because this autistic girl said that this police officer looked like her lesbian, I think, auntie. And it was more of a statement of fact, and she arrested her and locked her up and charged her. It's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And then we have something called TV licensing. Oh, you Americans, you would love that. We have to have a license for our televisions in case we watch the BBC, the state-owned TV service, BBC or Channel 4 or ITV. But Channel 4 and BBC are both funded by the government. If we download it or we have it on our TV and we watch it, we have to pay a license. So what they do is they send you threatening letters constantly and say that they're investigating you and they're doing all this stuff. And then they come to your door and they try and bully you into buying a TV license. It is ridiculous. 407 says the Native Americans should ask China and Russia for help to take their countries back from the invader European. Well, that is exceptionally stupid thing to say because it's highly unlikely that that would happen. And if that did happen, I think the poor Native Americans would also suffer in the process. That is right up there with some silly comments. But that's your opinion. You can have your opinion if that's what you think they should do. And I mean, Russia, they've got lots of stuff left, and well, China's really got their water fight down tight. You know, as summer comes around, they've got all them big old rockets full of water. Dear. Canada legalized, and now they flock here just for weed. Well, there you go. Mike says, "Yeah, okay. You tell yourself things all the time." Steve, you don't want to ask a communist for favors? No, definitely not. Definitely not. Because those, that's the brand of socialism you don't want. See, in its concept, it's not a bad thing. If you watch a Star Trek is based on communist thinking. And if it was like that, it would be amazing. But there's one fatal flaw in it. And that is, and it says it in the Bible, the heart of man is corrupt above all things. So it could never work. And it never does work. It never has worked. And if you use China as a thing, well, it worked in China. Well, it hasn't really, because if you say something that you're not supposed to say, then all of a sudden you get disappeared. If you happen to be of a certain faith, you get sent to camps to have you not be made into that faith anymore. Yeah, definitely not the way I want to live. I mean, ask next time you hang out with a Chinese person, ask them to say something bad about their president. I could say that Rishi Sunak looks like Roland Rat and he is an absolute plonker. I could meme his face and put Roland Rat on it, and no one would knock on my door. But if you put President, whatever his face is, and Winnie the Pooh up, you could be in prison for that. Outrageous. Maybe great. Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, maybe he didn't have the support that he's got now. Maybe he feels more empowered that people are like, no, we got to do this. 70,000 trackers is a lie. No, it wasn't 70,000. It was 700,000 was what the news were banning about, but no one had said it. They just kind of overinflated it by the looks of it. That is a can of Mountain Dew. Is that a can of Mountain Dew? That is. Oh yeah, got my. Yeah, I'm gonna put my hat on for you. Hell yeah, brother. Toast to freedom. Toast to freedom. Got my Mountain Dew hat on. Look like I'm ready for a party. Thank you for that. That's made my day. Steve says creeping socialism is what happened to Europe. Yeah, it's true. It has. It's crept in, and for some, they really enjoy it and they like to have the power. So it's become a power grab thing now, unfortunately. 1984. Yep. Orwellian. 100%. Yep. I'm with you. We can all see it, but they're now trying to ignore that it ever happened. Mexico's socialist country. They have no room for migrants. There you go. Darren says, or go to cables, same as Bass Pro. Cables. Oh, yeah, I've heard of this place. I tell you what, I'd like to see Dude Perfect. My kids would love to see that. My daughter's the biggest Dude Perfect fan. She loves, like, man, all the experiments, stuff that they do, and trick shots when she was growing up. Yeah, we had to do all of them. I saw the film 1984. I hated it. Eye bleach, please. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Your thumbnail. Brilliant. Animal Farm. That's another one. Christine Shatton says the border bill has rider that will give more money to Ukraine. See, this is a difficult one again. I do understand it and I don't understand it. So in the UK, we are very grateful for the help that America is doing for Ukraine. But I can't help feel like Mr. Biden was one of the ones that caused it to happen in the first place, because him and his son were out there finding oil, which happens to be in the part of the region that's disputed the most, and that they sold those contracts to British Petroleum, Mobil, among others, and basically that forced Putin's hand because his GDP is made up predominantly of gas and oil. And so if Ukraine started exporting its own gas and oil, it would really affect their GDP and cause an economic crash. And then obviously we've moved NATO further towards him. So I understand it. I understand it. Is it right to invade another country? No, I'm sorry, it's not. But I know people in Ukraine. We've rescued people in Ukraine as well. Um, they need your help. They really do. But I don't. I honestly don't think this would have happened if somebody else had been in power. I just don't think it would have done. And I don't know why. You guys are footing the bill for it all. So, and us. It's all our taxpayer money as well that's going on. The only difference is we don't get told. It just happens. And the other day they were telling us that they might have to call people up to go to war. So yeah, ridiculous. Andrew says Democrats are trying to officially sanction 1.8 million violations of federal law before enforcing it, while failing to enforce the law now, which doesn't actually require additional funding. Right, okay. Hmm. Leah Rogers says the bill to deal with the border is attached to more funding for Ukraine, but also does not close the border, so it's useless. See, why couldn't? Yeah, all right, I get it. Oh! What happened then? Something's going on that top cam. He went in the hard shoulder then. Neon, yeah, that's what Leah's saying. George Orwell, not to be confused with Orville. He was a green duck, wasn't he, Karen? I don't know if you had him in Ireland. Funny, I graduated from high school in 1984. Did you? No, not seen Animal Farm. Oh, it's messed up, man. Um, yeah, do watch it. It's definitely worth a watch, but it's weird. It's old, but it's weird. But it makes a point. Andrea says, I live here in Texas. Interestingly enough, they still teach Animal Farm in school here in the UK. We got taught it as well. Andrea says, I live here in Texas, but Bucky's There's a huge convenience store. They sell gas, snacks, clothes, and all the kinds of souvenirs. They have a massive size parking lots, but do not allow truck drivers to park. You know what I need? I need to go to Bucky's. I need to get myself a plaid shirt, big cowboy hat, it's like big Stetson, and some jeans, some Levi's, or whatever the brand is that you have out there, and then some cowboy boots and some holsters. I won't put any guns in it because I haven't got a license, but maybe some toy ones. And I think I would look the Chazelle. Might have to lose a little bit of weight though. What state are they in now? I've lost track of it, to be totally honest. Anybody in chat? One of the moderator, the lovely lady that was in the moderator before that I probably offended, and she's angry with me. Which state are they in at the moment? They're talking to each other. Darren says, "LR stuff, unfortunately, is coming true. Some of it might be one of those moments." It's true, man. For those of you in Europe, there was a movie, V, as popular as it was in the States, V for Vendetta. Do you mean that one? That was quite a good one. I haven't seen the series, V. Majority of US citizens stand with Texas. It certainly looks that way. The amount of chat that I've seen, it's amazingly quiet tonight compared to what it was yesterday, which is very strange. Very, very strange. Learn the Constitution, civil rights, etc. Invaders have no rights to free anything. Get them out and keep them out, says Susan. She is seriously not happy. V was a series in the 80s, aliens ripping off their skin. I can't say I've seen it. Maybe 10,000, says Jimbo. I'd love to go. I'd love to go. I'd be well up for it, Michelle. Yeah, says Karen. Maybe 100,000, says Jimbo. Diana was my first. Diana was my favourite alien. Long live the 80s. Oh man, the 80s, eh? I've got my little 80s robot up there. I used to have the toy of that. It had a trailer and it would all open up and then like a little missile thing would come out. Biden says socialism is great, Jack. I only paid $20 for this ice. Yeah, it was a dream now. 80s. Oh, I mean, we were doing dodgy stuff then as well, to be fair. You know, the Texas National Guard isn't playing. People have swum across the Rio Grande River and they made them swim back. They're not messing. They're going Highway 10 to San Antonio, aren't they? Says Ray. Nope, can't find Bucky's in Midland, Texas either. No, what's that about? It will show. It shows you like a little place, a micro something or other. Texas is very good at barbecue. Yes, Ray, I'm up for this. The problem is everybody keeps talking about barbecue, but nobody's bringing me any. So this is a problem in my mind, if I'm honest. Drone, once again, thank you very much for your $9.99. I really appreciate it. It definitely helps go towards just general costs of running a channel. There's all sorts of stuff I have to pay for in the background. I've got the music, I've got which you have to have rights for. You've got this, what we're using now, that costs a monthly amount. We've got, design stuff for doing the logos. I'm burping now from all of that blooming. I've drunk too much milkshake. So yeah, thank you. The best, I hear, indeed. Stop watching the square box, bad for the brain. It's true. How do I get my comment to pop up? What, like this? Bum, 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 bum. I've got to manually do it here, Andrew. Or if you want me to read it before anybody else's, then if you super chat it, I will come to you almost straight away. Tex Mex for the win, says Jeremy. How are the British about pizza? We're pretty good at pizza, to be fair. We love a bit of pizza. We do pretty good pizza. We have some of your brands, so we've got like Papa John's, we've got Domino's, which I like to call Second World War food because all the meat is like really, really heavily processed meat. We have loads of independent ones. I'm caught up on here. Oh gosh, this damn chair's killing me. But yeah, we're pretty good with pizza on the whole. A lot of people have pizza ovens at home as well. Well, you got to be careful because Trudeau, pizza ovens, they're on the agenda. Oh, the whole world's got to not make pizza anymore. I look forward to them trying to stop the Italians from doing that. Thanks, Level Drone, for the support. Yeah, man. Thanks. Amazing. Ray says, what do you think about all the drama kicked up by the piano guy in the train station? CCP clowns whining about being filmed. Mate, that's actually become a big thing here. Now, I've been saying it for ages and ages and ages. We have so many Chinese spies in the UK, is unbelievable. I'll give you an example. We were on the radio, and sorry, I was listening to the radio, and there was a guy on, and they were talking about the concentration camps the Chinese are putting the Muslim guys into. And this guy came on the radio and he said, no, it's not true. Satellite images are not true. It's not really a thing. Those photos are fake. Just completely. And he said, oh, you obviously work for the CCP. And the guy was like, no, I don't work for them. And he said, well, say something bad about your prime minister. And he wouldn't do it. And that's just an example of like a little thing. But there's all sorts. I go to a church, and we've had them there. They'll come for a bit and then vanish. But you have to remember when they're in the UK that they're there. They have to get their social credit score up to be allowed out of the country anyway. So they're all pro-China. So that particular, what's interesting about that is it's become, what's hilarious is today, the guy, I think it's called Barry Kavanagh, is that right? They're threatening, the CCP are threatening to sue him now, and they're trying to sue, the CCP are going to try and sue MI5. I mean, have you ever heard of anything as stupid in your entire life? Because one of their head spies was caught on camera because she was part of that group. She was stood in the background, and that's why they were so shady. But they had these yellow documents. They were telling everybody, you don't have our permission. You don't. In this country, if you are in a public space, you are going to get filmed and you're going to get recorded, and that's just how it is. We've got CCTV everywhere in this country, and on top of that, as a citizen, you're allowed to film. Now, that law also means if you were breastfeeding and you were trying to do it in a private corner, that wouldn't be allowed. Or if there were lots of children somewhere and somebody's taking intent interest in those children filming, that's also not allowed. So there's a couple of caveats to that, but they were just flipping spies, out and out spies doing a propaganda piece on London. You see it all the time. They're all over the flipping place, which is a shame because the Chinese people, on the whole, are actually really nice people. So they're just government's horrid, absolutely horrible. So, but yeah, it's not the people's fault. How do I get the guy to read my message? I'm just behind, all right? I read your message. I put a hat on and everything for you. Show some love, people. Thank you, Level Drone, you absolute legend. Too much pork in the bill. Indeed. Not good. Jimbo says, a militia being necessary to take the security and freedom of a free state. Why not Why have we not accepted this and activated it yet? Wake up, people. Closed mouths don't get fed. There you go. Level drone, thank you. Again, V was an awesome show. I have to go and look it up and see if I can find it. Right, I think those CCP monkeys should have had their asses kicked out of the country. I think they probably are going to be deported. I would guess so. If MI5 are involved. But even the Chinese, a lot of the Chinese people, they're not impressed with it either. They call them little pinks, which is like a derogatory term for the way that they behave. But it's not looked good on China at all. I tell you what, I'm glad it wasn't me because it would have ended very differently. I would have got, especially with that guy started shouting, "Don't touch her." Are you the same age? I mean, how stupid! What a stupid thing to say. Needed chinning. What state is the convoy in? It's in. Somebody else just answered this 2 minutes ago. I feel like I've already said it. I'll tell you where they are. They're in America. I'm not sure. Oh, look. See, there we go. I'm off for a pizza boy. Now it changes. Hours behind on chat. See thee. Take care, as always. See you, Mark. Have a good one. I'm not that. I am quite far. There's a lot of people in chat, all right? Yeah, I'm not sure, High Roller, where they are at the moment. Jim, now yeah, I know, right? They're suing him. What a joke. Well, it will come to nothing, that. The British government won't let them sue him. He might not be able to go to China, but he's not missing much anyway. The force has awakened. Take our border back, says Lando. Steve says, Godspeed, truckers. Yeah, says LR. Can't get any help, says Andrew. My vehicle is in the shop. I wish I could be down there. I've got hiccups. Laugh out loud, Nim. You're funny. Well, we've got to have some banter with this, haven't we? Got to have some bands. Get on the band train. Ray, what? Ray for what? Playing a piano? It's just flipping mental, honestly. Yeah, he did. It's all right. There are plenty of legal teams that will take that up. No one is going to put up with that. Not in this country. Never going to happen. He'll be fine. We will look after him. Yeah. I'm off for pizza. I've already read that because I'm an idiot. They assume over for. They can't. They're in the UK. It's our country, our rules. Tough. Gray says, last I checked last night, there were no trucks in the convoy. There was a bus and maybe 20 cars. No, there's loads now. All right, well, you can see it there. On the top camera as I'm going up that hill. And the other camera, I guess, is these guys further up the hill. But there are loads of trucks that join them today. There's another convoy. We're only seeing one convoy at the moment. There's other convoys snaking their way down. Good night, Mark. Says Jim. Jim knows Mark. We know Mark. I've met Mark a few times. Lovely man. Truck driver as well. Steve says anyone can make a great barbecue with the right seasoning and a little bit of practice. It's true, Steve, but we are exceptionally bad at it. I have decided that this year I'm going to buy a proper barbecue instead of I keep buying really cheap rubbish barbecues and they don't even make it to the end of the season and they just end up in a pile of rubbish. And it's actually costing me a fortune. So I'm going to buy a really expensive one and then I ain't going to buy another one for at least 3 or 4 years. That's my plan. You can hold me to it. Got a bit of rain. That or somebody's put their screen wash on. Nice one, Mark. Oh yeah, Rasco Disco, they know him as well. Andrew says, nobody going to help the new guy out. Andrew, I'm confused. What are you on about? Andrew. I have to click it for it to be read. If you want me to read your comment more than anybody else's, you can super chat and I'll read it out first. Not a problem. More donation for extra milkshake. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. By the end of the week, if we've got enough, I might upgrade it to a cold beer. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Last way, says Ray. I moved out of the city next store to the Amish. I feel like a genius. Oh dear, I give it to me and it all falls down. Oh man, you're so funny, man. Oh dear. I wonder. I bet the Amish are chilled, man. I bet they're not a bad bunch, you know. It's true. Andrew, you're not a prince, are you? Yeah. If you're Prince Andrew, you shouldn't be in here. This is not for you. And Mark's still in the chat. He's saying goodbye to everybody. Patricia said, "Will it be about 700 rigs?" That's probably more realistic. I would say, personally. Don't know about you. He doesn't know what that means. Prince Andrew, royal family, UK, allegedly went to a certain island. Biden has been in office 4 years almost. All of a sudden, they start this. Why now? I know, right? Well, we had this, Ray, before. The legendary and most handsome host will pop it up on screen when he gets to scrolling through. He's a bit behind. Bear with Andrew. Thank you very much, Mr. Rascinator, or Discinator, depending on which one. I thank God every day. Amen. Right. Whoa. Look at that. He's got some serious red eye going on there. Right. Trucker convoy that only stops at Bucky's. Well, it did only stop at Bucky's, yeah. Isn't that place anti-track? Ray, we've had the same conversation much earlier, and I am still as confused as you are. Yes. The convoy will accomplish nothing. Well, if that's what you think, you are totally within your right to think that. We don't know, do we? We honestly don't know what will happen. So I think you're totally entitled to that opinion. Everybody's moving to the Amish. It hasn't popped up. So no, I'm just going through them one by one. And I'm as many as I get through, some more come up. So just chill. The leaders claim God, but they don't know to pray with hats off. Interesting, this. Do you think that God only hears you if you have your hat off? But it's a respect thing. Do you ever have to have a license for drones? We do in the UK, yeah. Definitely have to have a license for drones. Sorry, Nim. Yes, there are just rigs, just not that we can see at the moment. No, we can't see them. They are definitely there. You have a license for mind control? It's true, you do. You have to have a license, and I've got a really good tinfoil hat for that. It's very good. Yep. Also, they come to your house if you're accused of hate speech online. Yeah, that's true. Same in Ireland. Hey, look at that. There we go. That's a Chevy. It's a Silverado. Just do it. Pick your spot. You in the US. I'd love to go. They legalized pot in Colorado now. No, in Canada. I think the big dam over in China is going to break soon enough. What? Also, Freemasonry. Well, the Freemasons are an odd bunch. Star Trek had lots of esoteric stuff in it. It did. Yeah, what's up with Winnie the Pooh? Well, right, President Xi Ping, whatever his name is, looks like Winnie the Pooh, and because people made memes of him as Winnie the Pooh, he banned it altogether. And if you put anything up with Winnie the Pooh on, your credit score's affected. You could potentially be arrested and charged. Well, there you go. Canada is full of Freemasons. All our government buildings are Masonic. Yes, said Ray. Maybe ask the Native Americans if they prefer being American over owing the Chinese or Russian favors. Yeah, somebody yesterday suggested that you guys give Alaska back. That was quite an interesting idea. Yeah, there is a lot of land in Canada, that's for sure. It's just them big old bears. So now it's almost about midnight in the UK. No, we're only at 10 o'clock. We're okay for time. Quarter to 10 in the evening. So yeah, I'm 15 minutes behind. Right, I'm gonna catch up. I'm catching up. I'm not gonna read. American Dad says US cute dog. Nice hat. It is a great hat. My wife is not impressed with it though. I got it on Vinted. Yeah, cheers, disco. Watch Eyes Wide Shut. I think I've seen that. People of Texas are taking their border back. So best wishes from all in the UK to our American people. Trump for president, says Paul. It is freaky. Is that the one where they had the guy that gets his social credit starts to go badly, and then he gets marked down by people, and then it's an absolute mess. Ray says we have lots of poor people living on the streets, and we will give all this money to other places. Yeah, see, that is, I get it, 100%. But the rich don't care about us. We're the great unwashed. They're not bothered about you and me, or those people on the street, or anyone. As long as they can keep printing their money and making more money for themselves, who do we matter? We're just another number. Eyes Wide Shut is a Stanley Kubrick's final film. I'll have to look it up. Leave the World Behind. Not long ago, the movie Kubrick was murdered. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. 100% agree with Susan. Love from Poland. Dzień dobry. Ani amigo. Love from Poland. Dziękuję. We love Poland. Beautiful country. Beautiful people. They will continue to help them. There is more to it than Ukraine. Oh yeah, 100%. It's all to do with gas and oil, mate. Honestly, we know it here. You guys don't know it. It's all about gas and oil. There's loads of gas and oil on. If you look at the map on the right on the right hand side of it, where they're trying to get all the land grab, they want that. And then there's a whole load of stuff that goes back to World War II. There's a whole load of stuff about right wingers on both sides. Yeah, we're always hearing about how Ukrainians got a Nazi regiment, but equally so, Russia's exactly the same. So, yeah, it's no different. It's just no one talks about the Russian one. But yeah, it's a mess. The worst bit is just good innocent men, women, and children dying. It's not acceptable. And some of the stuff that, be honest, that Russia's done and I've seen it's just evil. Like, it's not the kids' fault. Hello. I was in Germany in 1970 when petrol was $5, said Darren. Ray White, maybe because of moon landing? Probably that too. Kubrick told too much of their secrets. Kubrick knew too much. Oh, says Andrew. When the elites put people into position to brainwash the masses, they fail. They get murked. It's true. Patience. Indeed, Andrew. Welcome. 1983 was a weird show. Yes, good points. Weird. It makes me feel sick. But that place is anti-trucker, isn't it? Some are saying it is, some are saying it's not. I don't know. They will let 5,000 in a day, and they said it would be truly close. BS. Beans, the magical fruit that you eat, the more you toot, says Darren. It's true. For like I could, hey, we don't use that in here. Thank you very much, RC. Let's not have that word in there. I don't like it. We have a border problem for over 50 years and nobody will do anything about it. Agenda 2030 now. Yeah, well, this Agenda 2030, that's what we're seeing here with these blooming ultra low emission zones. And so we have these, right. So the government back in the 90s they got into climate change and we need to do really good things, and these cars are really polluting us, these horrible dirty petrol engines, they're just dirty horrible things. And they were dirty horrible things, like they didn't have a cat or anything on them, and they had carburetors, and yeah, it was minging. So they changed it, and they put fuel injection, they put catalytic converters on and all that kind of stuff. But the Europeans wanted it to be cleaner still. So then they realized that, because it was all about CO2. CO2 this, CO2 that, CO2 this, CO2 that. We had the CFCs before, but that we've all forgotten about the CFCs. We had the water level rising. We were all going to be underwater in the 80s. That's kind of not happened. We ran out of oil 25 years ago. That's still not happened. Anyway, what's happened? I'm being a right cynic here. So we've got to today. We're going CO2 mad. So then they worked out that diesel engines don't put out as much CO2. So they were like, oh, this is great. We'll make everybody buy diesels. So they gave tax breaks to companies. In the UK, if you have a company car and you use it for work, you pay tax based on the value of the car and how much emissions it puts out. And that's basically what the government gets. So it's another way of taxing the motorist and the worker. So they gave tax breaks. If you had a diesel, you paid less tax. So all the manufacturers, BMW, Mercedes, Honda, everybody started making diesel cars. And then no one was talking about the fact that diesels put out particulate matter, which is the black stuff that you see, and they produce something called NOx, which is really bad for you. And then these town centres, people were getting quite ill. And there's a lot of particulate matter everywhere. Everywhere's dusty and dirty. So they decided in the centres, we're going to put rules in so that you get fined if you're driving a dirty diesel into that area. But what they did is they widened it to just older vehicles as well. So all of a sudden, people who couldn't afford newer cars couldn't go in the centre. And then on top of that, they messed up because the data that they've got is flawed. So that a lot of the cars, especially the petrol ones, were made cleaner than they needed to be so that they were future proof in case emission zone, because they were already talking about the emissions issue. So there's people that have been fined for vehicles that are perfectly clean. And now they widened it outside of London, and in one area, they can't vote for the mayor of London who's put this in, but they're in the ULEZ area. So people are basically getting fined every day to go to work, to take the kid to school, to pick up elderly grandma, all that kind of stuff. And it's just about control. It's to keep you within a certain area. That's all they want to do. In Bristol, they started blocking the streets off. They didn't tell anybody. They didn't put it through planning. They started blocking streets off. And people were like, I can't get out of my street. Oh, yeah, you have to walk now. You have to catch a bus. You have to go on a bike. And if you're longer than 15 minutes in a car away from your house, then you get fined. It's flipping mental. Sorry, what was that? Guys, do anyone did research about the carbon footprint of the weapons industry? And I am very happy to raise up. Maybe Poland will do the same. Yeah. Well, the weapon, everyone's firing stuff off at the moment. Why do Russians paint Z on their vehicles in Ukraine? It's just an identifier. That's all it is. The biggest carbon footprint is from the militaries. It's funny, I saw somebody who put a Z on their car and somebody put the windows through. Yeah, the UK, we're not fans of the Russians, I'm afraid. Don Wayne, long live the Bengals. Captain Flattastic. That's an amazing name. Start claiming the illegals as defendants on your W2. Change it to reflect 10 dependents or go to a 1099. Just stop paying taxes for your own destruction. Yeah, it's mental. Mental. V is for visitor, he says. That's what I thought, but I never did the research. The biggest carbon footprint comes from Beijing. Yeah, it does. Yeah, you don't see Just Stop Oil protesting the Chinese because they get flipping locked up. That's why. Many of the Brits that we were fighting in Ukraine, I think, have come back home now. Correct? No, not all of them. No, not at all. I've got some friends who are ex-military and they're still out there. But they do rotate. They've trained a lot of them up. The mistake that Putin made is that he should have basically invaded the whole of Russia when he took Crimea, and he would have probably done it. But because he took Crimea first, NATO was able to train the Ukrainians how to fight properly. So, yeah. We'll not have any of that. Thank you very much, sir. Why would they go to Midland? I have absolutely no idea. I would say so, but now in the UK TV, they're talking about looking for soldiers. Yeah, they are. They are talking about looking for soldiers. Indeed, we've got a tiny army now, so every time Labour gets in power, they just reduce the size of our military every single time. So it's tiny now. And then what we do, so we need something, and then they argue and they do reports that cost millions into what that thing should be. So, like aircraft carriers, well, we could nuclear power it. No, let's do diesel. No, let's do tow barns. Let's do this. Let's do that. And then we finally do it, and then it doesn't work. And then we do another inquiry that costs millions of pounds. And then this country, the government's an absolute joke. They just waste money for fun. I just popped in to say thank you very much for restreaming our Convoy in America. Thank you. Charlene, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Some Brits were saying it's crazy over there and they got out. It is. It is. A lot of people are fed up over here. We are. I still love my country. I'm here. It hasn't got that bad yet. I've got a lot of family here, a lot of friends, and I'm quite irritable. So I kind of get things done. Get a ring light. I have actually got two. There's one there and one there. That one's blue at the moment, and this one is white. But if I turn everything on really bright, it washes all the colour out of everywhere. And yeah, it's just not as pretty. Pretty. This is not, that is not pizza. Ring light. I apologise now to everyone that my whining is now public. Don't worry, Andrew. It's all good, mate. It's all good. It's quite funny, though. It's quite funny. I'm like, all right. But yeah, I can understand if you've never done it before. It's very funny. Food, says Karen. We follow English Rose in England. I wonder who that is. I'm not sure. You're welcome to follow me. I talk about cars and stupid stuff all the time. Corruption is massive. The military sales donated uh, for donated food for money. Food for money. Food for money. I'm not sure what you mean. Howdy from Kansas. We do barbecue, right? Yes, you do. Oh yeah. Oh man, I need to go to America so much. Christine says V was about aliens stealing the water and using people as food and lying to people of the world their ability to cure most disease. It was a miniseries that spun off a TV show. I didn't know that. Andrew, you're fine. It's true, Karen. He's all good. Biden can close the border without going to Congress. He just has to reverse what Trump had in place. He wants more money for Ukraine. That's in the bill as well. Congress already have HR4 for the border. Trudeau is a bad actor. Heck yeah, he's a bad actor. How many trucks? Is it still 10 SUVs and a bus? No, there's definitely trucks now, Tim. Tim is fixing stuff. Tim, I've got a lawnmower down there that I need to do. It's a Honda Izzy. So it all works. I just think it needs a service. Good old clean. Want to paint the bodywork up because it's looking. Just the rust is just a little bit of surface rust. And then if I can paint it in a nice colour, maybe get some like Tokyo Drift, kind of make it look like a ricer. That's my idea. Don't touch her. Don't touch her. She is not the same age as you. Flipping div. I just happened to be watching when that happened. Oh man, no way. CCP all over. Keep your head on the swivel. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. I love the Blade Runner in the UK. Yeah. So if you watch our last podcast, that guy knows Blade Runners. I'm like, well, you don't really know who's in the Blade Runners, but he knows who they are. And he was arrested for criminal damage. Somebody smashed up. Well, somebody painted a ULEZ van, and he was filming it, and they arrested him for it and confiscated all his stuff. And then on his bail conditions, said he couldn't protest and he can't do this and he can't do that. And it's a complete joke, absolute joke what they did to him. And they've cocked up. They didn't realise that he was the man holding the camera, so they're kind of screwed. Unreal. Listen to the podcast. We'd had a few beers though, so yeah, it's a bit. We're a bit like. I hope what's going on down at the border is the beginning of the end of this invasion. I hope it stops. If one man can do it. Yeah, what's up with the little pinks? Yeah. So I only learned what little pinks were the other day. It's quite interesting. Alabama properly. Right now in Florida, says Shirley. Is that where they are? They got to watch out for them alligators. Ukraine can't come up with $40 billion worth of receipts. Ukraine is money laundering. That's a lot of money, 40 billion. Don't know, they're losing a lot of stuff out there. You know, their losses are pretty high as well. But let's not be completely stupid about this. As much as I want Ukraine to win, because I'm closer to it and it affects me more than you guys. They were oligarchs as well at the top of the Ukrainian politics. They had all the super yachts and all the spoilings as well, whilst their people were poor. It's no different. Close the border. Do not comply with tyranny, says Mr. Goldstein Sheckelberg. Karen says, crazy train Uzi. The border should always be closed, but good luck with that one, says Ray. We have another convoy meeting us at the border of Alabama and Florida. We also have a convoy coming down from Indiana. Flipping heck, it's going to be massive when you all join together. Catchy Man 95 says, how long will all the trucks get there? I don't see a lot of trucks there. It's difficult though. We said this a few times now. We can only go by the camera view of the car in the convoy, and you're only going to really see a few cars in front. But there are some trucks in the convoy because I saw them earlier today. Freedom convoy started slow. Then Ottawa, laugh out loud. Did it start? Was it as slow as this LR? Did it take a while to get numbers up? Oh, bless you. Don't worry, mate. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good, brother. It's fine. Don't cringe. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's quite funny, really. Yeah. Amish got food. Lol, says the cat. That's a very cute cat, Mike. Laugh my ass off, it says. Denise says they're being set up just like J6. What was J6? Was that the People's Convoy? What happened with the People's Convoy? Because a lot of people said that didn't really do much, but I don't know. I didn't get to follow that, unfortunately. If I were them, I'd be shutting down any live stream. What? So that it doesn't give an indication of what's going down there. I can see what you're thinking, Level Drain. Yeah, I know what you mean, actually. That's not a bad shout, because if you didn't have the live stream, you're kind of not letting anybody know what you're up to, and you just rock up on mass. But I guess their thought is just get it out there, get as many people on board, tell them what we're doing, it's going to get bigger, all that kind of stuff. What they need to do is get these streamers in places where there's loads of trucks. That's what they need to do. We need to close all borders. Do you think King is in cancer? Do you think the King is in cancer trouble? I honestly don't know. I don't know. I don't really follow much about him. I don't know. He's an old boy, isn't he? Shannon says all convoys are to awake people and bring awareness. People need to stand up. And President Joe Biden says we stand against Trump. Thank you, President Biden, for joining my little tiny live stream. I let's sum up America in one word. Blah 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 blah. Sorry, I shouldn't take the mick out of your president. That's very disrespectful. They don't have to shut down anything because they already being trapped by the former Green Beret leader. He's with the other side. Mark my words, says Denise. Good for you. I haven't seen any evidence that a trucker convoy, just a live stream, meet and griftathon. Says Jake. You were in yesterday, weren't you? I remember. I'm sure you were in yesterday. Yeah, I get it. Oh gosh, my back. I'm just gonna stand up for a bit because my back is killing me. Oh, my chest is clonked. I'm glad I'm doing this off camera. Whew. Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying. But I don't know about these streamers. I don't know them. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know them personally, so I can neither say what they are or they're not. But I could be just using the money to pay for fuel. Charlene says, sorry, I thought I was popping in for a polite chat. Have a good day. God bless all countries. Absolutely. No, you're welcome to come in here for a polite chat. it's lovely to have you in, and I've enjoyed your input has been superb. Thor, oh look at that, Laurie, that's awesome. Whew. This is going to end up just like every other convoy. Nothing will happen but a bunch of grifting, and when people quit giving, they will go home. It's very cynical. I live in NM North. Where's NM? North Manchester. I am North Massachusetts. North. I don't know. I'm not sure. But his heart belongs to to Texas. Hello, where is the line of trucks now? I just got done eating. They're starting to line up slowly but surely. My heart belongs to God. God bless. Where at LR? I'm too busy making jobs for these people, said Mike. Canada, Marantha. What word is that? Oh my gosh. The alien who resides with you shall be to you as a citizen among you. You shall love the alien as yourself, for you were aliens in the land of Egypt, and I am the Lord your God. Yes, indeed. There's a bit more to it than just picking out that one scripture. This guy reading chat from yesterday. Yeah, I am the guy that was reading chat yesterday. Is that right? Okay, so I see you've been reading. Laugh LL. Thank you, LR. My back is absolutely killing me. I bought a diesel, thinking I would pay less too. Yeah, man. Yeah. I've read the Bible over 100 times, and MAGA does literally the opposite of what God's word says. Makes me sad. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what the full MAGA thing is, but I also don't I don't see Mr. Biden exactly doing the best for his country either. I think they're both massive grifters. Well, politicians in general, you know. I wonder if they who are coming believe in God, do they love us as their brothers and their sisters? I pray they do. I would like to believe that. I would like to believe that. The 60s, 2024, no hippies. I've read the Bible, most of it. I'm still working it. It takes a while, that's for sure. I study it. You know what, peeps? I am really struggling with my back. It is killing me. That's quite funny. It's quite funny. It's mean, but it's funny. Texas is massive, isn't it? I'm just going to pick out. New Mexico. New Mexico. Right. Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, they did. The Iran learned the hard way. I actually watched that the other day. How is that? The video got offered up to me. It was a guy who does like a map down view, and he did what was going on with those like oil platforms, and then they went and hunted for the warships and stuff. Pretty cool. There's also another one where you squash the Russians in where was it? In the oil fields somewhere. It was Wagner's lot, and you just slammed them into the floor. I'm from Belfast. I've been unable to get info on Convoy. Came across your website by chance. Where are all the reporters? Yeah, right. Elaine, it's like this doesn't exist. You just get like crazy nastiness in news reports, and that's about it. There's just nothing. Well, yeah, exactly. I don't disagree with you. I honestly don't disagree with you at all on that. I totally understand. We're paying out loads as well. Tanks, truckers, God bless USA. I live by the border. Go Trump for president. Um, Good on you, Gilberto. Right, I'm gonna. I am in so much achiness, and tomorrow I have got to. Tomorrow I am peeling stickers off one of my vehicles with a hot air gun, which is up there. So I need to go. I need to get set up for that for tomorrow. And I had a really late one yesterday. I didn't get finished until 1 a.m. So I've been going for 3 hours. In fact, I'll make it up to 3 hours. So at 2 hours and 51. This is more a kind of drop in and see what's going on. Uh, Your life matters. God, gold, guns, Bibles, bullets, and beans. Oh yeah, that blooming lamb is now repeating on me. Um, Miranda says, "Well, that maggot is trying to stop is the ones that are not friendly to the country and the ones that just want to use their taxes. It's not biblical, but understandable." Yeah. Greetings from France. Bonjour, mon ami. Ça va? We are rising too. Many farmers, but not only. Many other EU countries join. EU is another face of deep state, same as Democrats. It is exactly that. Exactly that. Well, we've got a right wing government, and it's like deep state as well. So I don't think it matters which side you vote. They're all deep state. Um, it's sad. Cheers, everyone. Um, she's off to watch a movie. What are you going to watch? Tech student says Kentucky's team, Texas. Oh yeah. Uh, we need to do this. DC is not TX. Uh, I dare say Bundy Ranch. Yeah, I got that one. Because Bidenomics, I bought my neighbour's Mini Cooper to save on gas, but he uses premium and it's not reliable, and I hate working on it. Oh man, like right, minis are like some. So the BMW never really made a good front wheel drive car, and then they made the Mini, which kind of had a load of bunch of Chrysler Neon parts on it, the first ones, but then it had this weird, really crap Rover British sort of car building on it as well. And it's like the worst mix of all those things together is what you get in a Mini Cooper. They drive great, but oh goodness me. Yeah, not great. Tin Man says, we can't keep talking them in. We are getting invaded. Can you imagine how many terrorists are in the US now? It's easy for them to walk right in. They forgot all about 9/11. Sad. Yeah. Well, it is a security issue at this point, isn't it? Asia 0801 Save Horses says, hi. Greats from Australia. G'day. Welcome. Hope you're well. And this is my friend Paul, and he says, butt scratcher. He's an absolute sponge. You're right, Paul. How are we doing? Are you all right? What? I'm just getting to my I'm in my last 5 minutes now. I don't know what I've done, but my back, my shoulder, I've got pain there. Got pain across my shoulders and the lower back. I'm struggling. Oh no! I just realised what I've done. Gosh, I'm doing well in the stupid blunders I'm making today. Hi from Texas. Close the borders now. Deport all the the illegal aliens now, already to Mexico. Austrian, not Australian. I am so sorry that I just completely put you in a whole nother geographical place. That is my fault. I am truly sorry. Um, Total plonker. Plonker is a term that we like to use in the UK. And bellend, that's another one. Some people are those as well. Level drones laughing. Wishes for all the best, says Marius. Thank you, Marius. That's very kind of you. Closing border is just the beginning. We will have years of cleanup internally native Texan here. Man, what's it like there on the ground? I mean, is what's day to day like? Is it affected or is it not affected? I mean, what's it like? Is crime up? Is crime not up? You know, what's happening? Uh, Paul says good day to all Austrians. Yeah, has anybody been to Switzerland? Because I don't know much about the country, but I heard the flag is a big plus. Greece is with you. The only thing I know in Greek, is Skasiparakala. Marius is now getting cross. He's like, "What? Why would you say that to me?" But I was taught by a Greek that meant thank you very much, and it doesn't. It means shut your mouth. And it got me stuck in Greece, in Athens, where I couldn't get a taxi. So yeah, nice to meet you, Marius. Welcome to the chat. No problem. I'm used to it. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Oh dear. It's soon midnight here. I'm going to prepare me some crepes. I've not eaten yet. So have a good night or day, all, and I'll keep an eye out for you. Thank you for coming in and seeing us. Au revoir, mon petit pois. Get a pillow. Yeah, I'm going to get the pillow out tomorrow. I've got a proper pillow for this thing. It's like it makes the seat so much better, but it's just a bit high. What I'll do is I'll mount the camera. Well, I'll use that camera and then I'll be a little bit higher up. Can you tell I'm tired? Um, yes, get some J. Day to day. Let me put it this way: the Gaza Strip is almost as dangerous as Houston, Texas. What? I didn't think Houston. I thought it'd be a really safe place to be. Paul's beer reviews. What's your problem with me? You don't know me. Paul is my mate, and he's daft as a brush. This is just typical. He's taking the mick out of me, not out of you. He's just laughing at me. But he once took the mick out of somebody for their typing, and it turned out they were blind. So he's worse than I am. He's made more YouTube gaffes than I have. He's like, I can't. He's the other side of this keyboard going, "Oh, you flipping! You had to tell him, didn't you?" Oh gosh, right. We're down to the last 40 seconds of this live stream. Paul says, "I'm just making fun of my body." Who's hosting? I have no problem with you. I promise. And they've said, "Okay, thank you." And Stonewall Justice said, "I moved out of crime-ridden Houston years ago." I can't believe. I thought Houston would be fine. What channel are they using on Zillow? I don't know. So I went on there and I found one, but I don't. I think it's one that trolls have set up because it doesn't appear to be being used by any of them. So no, I don't know is the answer. I'd like to listen, but I don't know. Just stop stopping in to thank all the feeds for supporting us Texans. We appreciate you. You know what? I've really enjoyed tonight. I was a bit worried about coming on. There was a lot of trolls in the chat yesterday, a lot of fighting, and it was really sad. Made me sad. Really did make me sad from both sides. But I've really enjoyed tonight, and I think it's been really good. We've all had a chat, and we've all listened to all sides of this, and it's been really good. I've really enjoyed tonight, and I hope that this is sorted, because the numbers that I'm hearing that are coming in, that isn't sustainable, and that's not good for those people either that are coming over. It's just not. It's not good. So, yeah, I sincerely hope that God is with you guys down there, and that Texas and your border, it all works out for the best. I really do. I watch. Christine says I watch Survival Lily to find out what's going on in Europe. Yeah. Oh, well, if you want to hear about all the Kari stuff, that's what I do. Truth, the real taboo. We are the reckoning. I tried following the Convoy feed on Grinder, but they kept rearing. Get some J, you flipping. You lined me up all night for that, didn't you? You lined me up all night for that. That's amazing. Oh my word! You crap. Paul's laughing. I'm laughing. That was very funny. Nutter. Always a red. Hello, mate. You're always in at the end of the stream. He says, "Well said, John. Thank you, mate. I really appreciate that. You're a legend. I hope you're well, dude." We need to know who's coming in. IDs is a must. Where I live in one town, they built new housing for migrants, 2 years rent free. The vets should have rent free. Yeah, the veterans should have rent free. I am with you on that. Yeah, we've got the same here. I mean, if I get into it, I'll totally get cancelled. So I'm not going to say a word. I support Texas too. We had this situation, not that big here in Europe. People had to move, make place, drugs on the street. Yeah, it's the same. It's no different. Rocky Mountain Bear. Thank you, Carly. Good sir. Hey, thank you. I love you all. I will be back tomorrow. I will come back on tomorrow, and we'll do the same again, and we'll update, and we'll try and jump in and get some Convoy information on there, and we'll see what they've been doing during the day. So, you guys, if you're watching these people, please come back here tomorrow night and feed it all back, and we'll get it all. We'll have a conversation again like we did tonight, because this has been absolutely excellent. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I love you all, whatever you believe. God bless. Have a great sleep. And I love you all. Andrew, I'll get your comment. The last comment of the night. And I feel like I should. I feel like this stream I'm going to dedicate to you, my friend Andrew. Democrats in America assume Biden admin wants to stop the border crossings, but everything coming out of their office is processing border crossers. That's their goal. I think so. Right. Good night, everyone. Love you all. I don't think you're wrong, Andrew.